It's not just the Tim's employees like
It is not.
smoking
No.
up in there.
No.
They open the window and just a big cloud comes out. And it's like,
This coffee smells funny.
This is
Yeah.
good.
Oh, and
there's
even
no
like,
coffee in my cup. You guys forgot something.
they're eating all the donuts in the back. That's why there's no
Yeah.
donuts
yeah.
in the window.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just Drew.
Introducing today's guests, Brad and Melanie, the founders of the Urban Parisian in Port Dover, Ontario. 2 decades ago, fate brought Melanie and Brad together when Melanie accepted Brad's resume at the Beach House, which is also located in Port Dover. Their shared passion for food and hospitality led them working side by side at various local establishments, not only building a strong partnership, but also a shared vision. And that vision is the Urban Parisian, which is a French-style bakery and cafe, which is a mix of Brad's classical training from the Cordon Bleu and Melanie's expertise as a certified sommelier. Together, they focus on real ingredients, crafting French-style pastries and North American treats. The Urban Parisian is more than just a bakery. It is a neighborhood staple where the lunch menu changes daily, there's always fresh baked bread, and the coffee is top-notch. Every detail reflects Brad and Melanie's dedication to craft, quality, and of course, community. Brad and Melanie, thank you so much for coming on the show and sharing your story. I was very excited to have the two of you on, and I'm sure I will see you very soon at the Urban. Before we get to today's episode, if you enjoy the podcast, go and leave us a review on Spotify. Go give us 5 stars. Go subscribe to our YouTube channel and make sure you're following us on our social media platforms. And of course, go check out our website where you can go and buy merch, which we only have one design right now, which is our Neuro Spicy design. But we will be slowly adding to the library as inspiration comes to us. But that would be greatly appreciated. If you want to support the podcast, we would love that.
Hey you, you're listening to Just Drew. Just Drew. Just Drew.
I thought that. Did you put that one back up, Drew? I thought it fell already. Or am I tripping? Oh, okay.
It fell again.
I thought it was in like a Matrix. You ever watch The Matrix when the black cat goes by twice? I just had a moment there and I was like, I swear to God that fell already. That's okay. I usually just put it there for the portrait, but thank you. Welcome, guys. How are you?
Great.
Not bad.
Good, good. And I was talking about how Monday is your day off, but not really. Do you ever get a day off running a business?
No.
Especially
Not
a really popular one?
No, not usually whole days, but decent little stretches every now and then.
Yeah. Is there like a stint? Do you take off? Because I know some will shut down for like a month. Do you do that? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. What month do you take off usually?
Right after Christmas Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
We were open till like 3:00 and then we're shut down for 2 weeks.
Okay. You take off somewhere tropical?
So we used to, the year of COVID was the last vacation we took. So
5 years ago.
January
Yeah.
2020, we went to Jamaica and
Thank God we did.
yeah, that was an amazing vacation. So.
And
Yeah.
then we came back to just chaos.
Yeah. And you have quite a large team, no? There's how many staff do you have?
15.
15.
Yeah.
That is insane.
It's nice.
Yeah,
it's
we've
nice.
grown,
Yeah. It's grown in a way that's been comfortable. So
Yeah.
it doesn't feel as large as I guess that sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you started on the corner, and you were baking downstairs, right? Was that what was happening?
There was a kitchen downstairs.
Downstairs.
Like a savory kitchen. That's where I worked.
Okay.
And then the pastry kitchen is upstairs.
Upstairs, off
Which
to the
was our
left.
closet.
Yeah.
Like, it
Right.
it was a one-man kitchen. Like,
It was tight.
yeah,
So tight.
Yeah.
we pumped a lot of pastries out of that thing for 10 years.
I don't understand. Yeah. So how long was it there for?
We're 10 years on Main Street.
10 years on Main Street. Wow.
4 years on Green Oak now. So.
Okay. So 14 years in.
Yep.
Okay. Because I moved to Dover like 2015 or 16, and I would walk down.
Yeah,
and then
we
I moved-
opened in 2011, so
Okay. Yeah.
we were fairly established by then, I think.
Wow. And I was reading up a little bit. Obviously, it's connected to Paris because it's called the Urban Parisian.
Yeah.
And you're a sommelier,
Yes.
which Paris is sort of heaven-like for wine.
How did that all come about?
Yeah. Did you live there?
No.
No,
Okay.
I visited, but you start with your background.
Yeah, so I'm a French trained pastry chef.
Yeah.
I went to Le Cordon Bleu in Ottawa.
Yeah.
So all my teachers are from France, and
Yeah.
English was their second language. So my first semester was horrible for asking questions.
You don't speak any French
At the time, no.
at the time. What about now?
Petit peu, like
Yeah, le petit peu. That's all I know.
we went to France, and I went to the library and got this how to speak French, like 4 CDs.
Okay.
I downloaded on my iPod, and for like a month, just listen to. You're part of a classroom, and there's phrases and how to ask for like all the basic stuff.
Yeah.
Mel took French all the way to grade 12, so I think by day 3 in France, I think we had 3 bottles of wine, and she was loose, so she wasn't nervous.
Yeah.
And then
Just talking.
Yeah, I'm okay if I've had a few drinks.
Conversational French.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was much better.
we saw
speaking with people.
McDonald's in Nice, and we had to go there because of Pulp Fiction. 'Cause
Yeah.
they talk about the Royale with cheese
Yeah.
and having a beer with your burger. So we had to check it out. And
Oh, they
she
were
was,
making.
she was fluent. Like I was like, what is going on here?
It's almost like I don't know if you ever watched Family Guy, but it's he can only play the piano really well when he's drunk.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah, sort of like that situation.
I had a really good high school French teacher, so like I have to give her props, Madame Burbage. She's no longer with us, but she's an excellent French teacher.
Oh, nice.
So it's so much easier to pick something back up once
Yeah.
you've got kind of that basic groundwork already laid.
I really wish I stuck with it because my wife's family, so my sister and brother-in-law are both fluent, and their kids are in French immersion, and they did French immersion, and her mom kind of raised my sister-in-law early years in Montreal, and my wife can read it pretty fluently, but I find the problem in school is like it's very like literal, so there's no conversational French. It's terrible, and
You
I
don't get that until later.
yeah, and I would
That's-
rather learn conversational French and not just, they're teaching you all the vowels and all the male, female, which is very different from English. And it was kind of off. I'm very ADHD, so I had a hard time just concentrating in class.
You
So
had to just stuck it out. They do it all by the like 11 and 12. Like when
Yeah.
I went, that's when you're that's when it's all conversational.
I missed it by a year
You just missed it.
because they only do it up till I think grade 9. I think
Oh.
that's at least when I was in high school.
Well, you need that. There's only that one.
That's right.
French
It's mandatory,
French,
mandatory, and then after that you don't have
everyone's
to.
like, nah.
Yeah.
I couldn't even get a job in Ottawa at a pizza. I lived right beside a pizza, and I just wanted to make some extra cash, and I had to speak French.
You have to be bilingual.
Yeah, because you're taking the phone. Half the orders are from like Ottawa's very bilingual. So
I didn't realize how close it was to the border.
yeah,
Because I had a friend that went to school there. Well, Eric went to school there, and some of them are 18, so you can't buy alcohol here, but you can, and
Gatineau. Yeah.
you just go right across, come back. It's like
and
an
you
hour.
take your empties back to Quebec because you get an extra 10 cents.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah, so we always have the homeless guys in Ottawa on their bikes going to Quebec. I'm like, why are
'Cause
they
they're
doing that?
doubling.
Oh, they're doubling their money.
Oh my gosh!
Smart.
So, we go to Quebec every Wednesday. There's a pool hall, so it was like $10 pitchers and
Yeah,
all the pool you can go for an hour. Or whatever.
Yeah.
So
it's almost like I like to think of Quebec as like the Texas of Canada. It's almost like a separate country.
it is. Like,
It
As
is.
soon as you cross the border, like even the gas prices, there's like different symbols on their cents. I'm like, what?
Yeah. And what I noticed, like going to Montreal and Quebec City, like most of them speak English in the city, but if you go even a half hour outside the city, there are people who don't speak English, like at all.
Yeah.
And they just live their whole life there.
Absolutely. We have a girl that works for us, Cassandra, and she's from Rivière de Loup, and
Mm-hmm.
it's 2 hours north of Quebec City, I believe, or east. And like no one speaks English there.
Yeah.
It's
Full
right-
French.
Yeah.
That must be hard. It's like you're in a country that's mostly English. So if you want to go to any other province, you can't really communicate. I mean, nowadays with all the apps and stuff, and you can sort of
Absolutely.
translate things. But yeah, I did really wish I learned French. Yeah.
That's good though. You got some of the basics. You'll be able to pick it up.
It's true. Yeah. The thing is, I do too many things, and it's like I want to do all the things.
It's
you know?
a problem, isn't it?
Yeah. And I want to like pick up guitar, which you kind of picked up for a bit.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I also have Duolingo, and I did like a 30-day streak of Spanish, and
Yeah.
I haven't touched it in a week. It's like,
You most both have like all kinds of projects that are like just started. Or So bad.
Side projects that, you're using to procrastinate with the main project. And
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a good way to look at it. Like a bunch of those.
Creatives just sort of procrastinate with other creative projects that sometimes are never finished. It's sort of my issue.
Let's call it a strength.
A strength. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It's I would love to learn French, but it's such a mountain to climb.
You know what? You'll just run into somebody who speaks French and then.
But it's so cool, like just listening someone pull out French like that out of nowhere.
You'll end up meeting someone who's like you'll work with somebody or a friend or you'll come into it that way.
Yeah.
I've got faith.
I have a good friend who's from Quebec and moved here, and speaks French at home to her kids and stuff. And I always thought about maybe
just tell her not to speak English to you anymore.
Yeah, I'll just go to dinner there once a week and just only speak French.
Or just a phrase of the day.
Yeah, you'll phrase of the day. We do
like
that
we
for a
have
while.
with Cassandra, will be like, oh, how do you say this? And like get that down pat for a week.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a fun way to do it.
Yeah, it's been pretty fun.
Or what's the fun words or like
The fun words.
Yeah, my favorite word. Well, it used to be bibliothèque,
Bibliothèque. Yeah.
but now it's autocollant, which is a sticker. But it's that's a cool name for a sticker.
Autocollant.
Yeah,
Autocollant.
Autocollant. And there's like little differences. I know. I actually had a guy come to my booth at the fair with the folk, and I could tell it was different. I was like, "You're from France, not Quebec." He's like, "Well, obviously." I was like, "You are definitely from
Offended,
France."
yeah.
That I even pondered that he was from Quebec. So, it's very different apparently.
But then there's the food
Yeah.
in Quebec.
Yeah. So what? I'm curious. Like, what was the aha moment for the two of you?
For like
For the urban.
For the urban.
Yeah. Was it in Paris?
No. We had decided before then that we wanted to open something up. Honestly, how this, I guess, came about is that before we opened up the bakery, we loved having dinner parties, and we did it a lot.
Okay.
So we always had people over, and we were always cooking things, and then Brad would be whipping up just ridiculous things like for a regular dinner party. And friends were like, you guys should really do this. And he had already had it in his mind that he wanted to have a pastry shop at some point. But then after the two of us got together, we were like, well, and we work better together, which I know isn't always the way with married couples. But yeah, like it's so much harder for us if we aren't working in the same place. We worked in different places together before we opened up the bakery.
And she took my resume to the beach house.
Oh, really?
I did.
Is that how you met?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
She said she saw my resume and ran it back right away to the
Well,
chef
because I
for-
looked at it and I'm like, what the hell is someone from the Cordon Bleu applying at the beach house, like for a summer job? Yeah, so I ran it right back to the chef at the time, and I'm like, I think you might want to look at this one. And yeah, that was kind of how we met. And then and then friends were like, you should really do this, like just open something up. And those dinner parties were lots of boozy dinner parties. So we started tossing around names during those dinner parties. And I think you had mentioned that how much you loved, when you were younger, watching the Urban Peasant. Was that part of the conversation, or is that another drunken night?
Oh, that's another. Grade 7 or whole
Just a
class
few of
always
those,
watched
eh?
the Urban Peasant. I'm not sure if you guys remember.
I'm not
that.
familiar with it.
So
No.
it was
CNC show and an old guy, but he whip up. Like it was a cooking show, but he's a Canadian. So I think he's in Vancouver.
Okay.
But
like Julia Childs was around the same time, I think, too. And
was on, yeah, reruns obviously, but Parisian, like a Parisian is like someone from Paris.
Yeah.
But Parisian is the English way of saying that.
Parisian.
So I'm not French, but I'm French trained. I think wanted that urban feel, like something you'd find in the city, not in the city, right? So
yeah, we wanted to make sure that people knew when they were coming in, because there's a difference between like an English style bakery and what we do, and there's different pastries that we have. So it's just kind of when you can expect that there's going to be croissant and stuff like that with us.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and we went to France for inspiration. So she just finished her sommelier.
We ate and drank our way through France.
Nice.
It was pretty good.
Flew into Paris for me, and we went to as many bakeries and chocolate shops, just to how we want it laid out and what kind of ideas. And then from there we went to all the wine regions. So we went to Bordeaux and went to Burgundy and Champagne, and so we ate and drank our way. I think we we had double the money for food than our accommodations.
Oh yeah, we did.
Oh, that's
Oh,
awesome.
we stayed in some holes. Like it was.
Yeah.
We spent one of the nights on the train. We actually booked an overnight train just so we didn't have to book a hotel, so that we could drink more and eat more.
When I travel with friends, oftentimes they'll try to save money with food, and I'm like you. I like to spend it on the food because it's part of the culture and it's part of the experience.
Oh yeah, like
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you'd always ask the locals like, hey, like where would you eat? Out?
Yeah.
Not where the tourists they want you to go, right?
Yeah.
Like, you want where the locals go. We had some amazing meals and.
You might find yourself doing your laundry with the prostitutes in Nice, but I mean, we did.
Wow. I've been to Nice, but I don't remember seeing any prostitutes.
So this is how that happened. We obviously be out at night and like all times of the day, but we went during the day to do our laundry, and we met a bunch of like other people there, girls, and chit chatting away, making friends. And then we went out at night again. We saw them.
Oh, okay.
And they were dressed
Ladies
up.
of the night.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Is that legal there?
I
I probably
maybe as
not.
legal as it is anywhere. But
Okay. Like I
That
know
was
in
pretty
Holland
cute.
it's different, in other places it's different. But
this
Probably,
it didn't smack of legality when we saw them.
I see,
The
yeah.
next time, but we knew what they were doing.
Nice is beautiful. I've only
It is
been once,
gorgeous.
but like all that huge section of fountains that shoot up and
Did you do the train, little tourist train?
no.
Kind of like the Dover Rover, but they take you all around the old town and
Oh,
up
really?
the mountain and
Okay. We did a little walking and stuff. We were only there for like a night.
okay.
We were kind of going all over the place, but that was like Ashley's. That's where she wanted to go was
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And waking up, that was our overnight train from Paris. Oh yeah. Just going from Paris and waking up on the Mediterranean. It was like, wow.
Yeah, we
So
woke
cool.
up and
Didn't feel like you're in France anymore.
Yeah.
So you heard them speaking. Like, oh.
And just the train systems there are amazing.
Oh,
it makes you so mad when you are traveling anywhere in Europe and you get back here and it's so hard to get around here, and you can go anywhere there, like anywhere.
And I understand that's older culture and trains
I
have been
know.
there longer and also smaller. We have a very big country
yeah.
with
High speed though, like those. trains are
yes.
Crazy.
Yes. Have you gone onto the, what do they call it? The channel?
No.
we
No?
didn't,
Okay.
no.
It's not that miraculous. It's just dark, and then all of a sudden you're in Paris. Yeah, I went after prom. It was like a end of high school trip with my parents. That was my first time there, and then I went again in my 20s with Ashley and my brother and a cousin of ours. But I remember going to this. We went to this fondue place. It was like sort of what locals do, but you have to like climb over the table to sit on the booth side, and everything's served in these baby bottles. So you're drinking wine out of baby bottles.
What the?
And there's like, you know, drawings all over, and they come out with the fondue, and it's this whole, it's just like this hall essentially off like the beaten path.
Was it good?
It was amazing.
Oh, good.
Yeah. I don't know. I think my mom found it initially, and then I went again with Ashley. I think that's what we did. Did you do the catacombs?
No.
No, we really did just eat and drink our way
Okay.
through.
All right. All right.
We went to the Louvre because we
do
bought
that.
we got a discount ticket at the train station.
Yeah.
And it was a Sunday. We're like, all right, let's go to the Louvre on Sunday. Like it was a rainy day.
We're terrible tourists.
And I think we got there, like say 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And we obviously you see the Mona Lisa, right? And
Yeah.
So we're like going there.
It's where the biggest crowd is.
yeah. And
yeah.
then this intercom comes on. Closing in 15 minutes. They close early on Sundays. So like,
Oh,
the
you
tourists
just
are
got
just
there.
booking it
yeah,
through.
it's like 1 hour in this, we're like running by all these
Oh.
amazing works of art. Then we get to the Mona Lisa. And we're like, what? That's it? Like, I don't know if you've
Isn't
seen
it? Yes. It's small.
It's like
Really
this big,
tiny.
And you
Yeah.
can't,
Oh, really?
It's not that
It's so
big.
tiny.
You can't
Not
get
that
close
big.
to it. It's like it's
Because it's a
all-
huge crowd.
Honestly,
or-
Drew, it's like not much bigger than that book.
Really?
Maybe a little, like 1.5 that, but maybe double. I don't know. It's not
It's
that big.
shocking when you see
Yeah.
it for like what you've seen your
Yeah.
whole life, and then when you're looking at it, it's so
Maybe the size of the monitor.
it's so much smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
and there was a bunch of other stuff that we were impressed with. Like we were so much more impressed with some of the architecture and stuff in the Louvre. But
well, what's even more impressive to me is the painting behind.
the one that
on the
faces.
other
Have you
side,
seen that?
yes.
It's massive.
Miraculous.
Yes.
Like
That's way better.
it's like 50 feet tall, Drew. Hand drawn,
heard of
hundreds
this
of years old. But the thing with do you know why the Da Vinci's so famous? Obviously, besides Leonardo da Vinci, but the Mona Lisa, it's because it was stolen back in the day from the Louvre. It was stolen in the 40s, and so some people, theorists think that maybe it's still a replica, and there's no way of knowing, because there were a couple people back then that could do exact, almost, down to the hand stroke, and they practice how to mimic other artists. You can look. Do you want to look this up quickly? But I think it was like in the 40s, pre-war maybe, and some guy just stole it. And it was like Leonardo da Vinci was well known, but not. I think that's what like kind of
That's what
solidified its
brought it
fame
into
the spotlight.
Stolen August 21st, 1911
Oh, okay, way before.
There you go.
Okay,
by a former Louvre employee.
and then it was returned, but there were replicas made of it, and I think they found it in Italy.
Yeah, he said he wanted to return it to Italy, believing it rightfully belonged there.
I like to look up things when I go, so I just
Crime of
remember looking
passion.
that up, and I was like, "This is interesting."
I wonder if they've x-rayed that one.
But if it was stolen in 1911, I wonder what if they had photographs of it then, or like how do you can't scan it then? How do you know it's not the same from 1911?
Oh yeah, that you wouldn't. But I'm
Yeah.
just thinking, like, didn't his work, like, if you or maybe
Very
all
specific.
artists,
Yeah.
but you can see like the work they did behind it before they did
Yes.
the painting.
And
I guess that would be with every painting. Though.
I think with painting, it's like your signature. It's very unique, and so they can sort of tell that if it's a fake or not. But
Well,
I don't
then-
know. There was good fakers.
I was gonna say, then we've probably never seen it.
It could be a replica.
We saw the Louvre fake.
And then there was that other one that they found, and it was like a male version, I think. You might have to look this up, but a
version
Saudi
of the Mona
Saudi
Lisa.
prince bought it for like $500 million, and it's not even like fully proven if Da Vinci did it or not.
Okay.
And I think it was also refurbished, which sort of doesn't make it original.
500 million.
He's a rich oil billionaire. I think the Saudi prince bought it. What is his name? MBS or whatever? I don't know. Drew will find it, but you can use chat. It might be quicker. Yeah. So much history, though. But yeah, everybody's focused on this thing, and then in behind is this masterpiece that nobody's looking at. So, and you can't even get close to the Mona Lisa.
No, and it's funny you're saying that because the pictures that we have from France, like we have these pictures of the Mona Lisa, but right after that, I had turned around and taken a bunch of pictures of that
yeah.
other because it's incredible.
Yeah, and there's like David and Goliath is there, which is another famous painting. And
Trying to think of what we actually made it to. We were booking it. 'cause
yeah,
we
like
were so
how long were you in there for?
Like 45 minutes.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
yeah.
We're running, going up the elevator.
like literally we were running, trying to make sure we saw as much as we could.
Yeah.
But
I mean, just being in the atmosphere is really cool.
it was fun. Yeah, just and even being outside.
The glass pyramids.
Because it's so pretty.
Yeah.
And yeah, we really did focus on food and wine. So we
Yeah.
probably could have taken in more sites.
Oh, so cheap too. Like
Oh my gosh.
the wine. Our first bottle of wine was in Paris, and they said, you buy wherever they sell fruits outside, they sell wine. And that was how you knew. We got like a Bordeaux for €3. It was like amazing. I'm like, wow.
Wasn't there like a 12-year-old kid picking up a bottle of wine when we
No,
were
they're
there?
buying beer.
Or beer?
I don't think there's a drinking age on beer because it's like obviously they're like 10 or 11. Like
Different culture there.
Yeah.
I think parents do give their kids red wine just for antioxidant stuff or like an after dinner digestive.
Or to
No,
put
this
him to
this
sleep.
kid was clearly, yeah.
No,
I
they're,
see. He's like,
they're clearly like two kids, and they're,
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
pick-
they're
Picking
up
up
to
for
no
the
good
family.
probably.
What, like when we were at the Eiffel Tower, did you ever run into the people like they would stash the bottles in the bushes?
No.
And then they come and sell you for cheap. And then if, the cops came, they would just run and then come back to where they stashed the booze. But if you watch them and they run off, you can just go and nick it.
We
Like
missed
I-
that. We were eating crepes.
Where that one guy came up to me with a rose. It was a sad looking rose. Like
It
it was like
was.
flopped over. And he's like, "We're your lady." And like, I'm not even cluing in. Obviously, as soon as I give it to her, I have to pay the guy. I'm like, I'm not
yeah,
paying
he
for
handed
that.
it
Like,
to
look
me.
at it. It's like just drooping down. Yeah. No, I gave it back to him. He didn't want to take it. I'm like, no, I'm not buying this.
We want a crepe.
Once, did you
Bottle of
ever
wine.
did you run into pickpocketing there?
No.
No,
I guess
we
that-
had a really like good experience. Like nothing
Nothing too
nothing
crazy.
negative. We had like, and we only had one French fella on the train really kind of give us a hard time. But I think because we tried to speak French everywhere we went, they were so receptive to that. So we ended up getting.
Well, I think that was we traveled. It was Easter Sunday, and
Yeah.
we went to we're in Bordeaux, so like the bottom west side, and we needed to get up to Burgundy, so right under Dijon, so in the central. But it was Easter, so everyone takes a train. So this lady she was getting like frustrated because every time she did a train, it was full, or so it ended up being
And that's
half
your
an
fault.
hour. Well, it's not her fault. And she was very like so sorry and stuff.
Oh, okay. I thought
She
she's coming
was great.
after you
No,
for
no,
like.
no. She is
okay.
awesome.
But then I look
But
behind us, and
was
there's
like-
like 50 people deep, and they're all crossing their arms and looking at us, like
And they're
tapping
starting
their
to say
foot.
things in French to us that
And I
It's
wonder
not
if they
friendly.
think you might be American.
they
Well,
might
maybe.
have.
Because I know Americans aren't, I mean, no offense to Americans, but they're not always the most polite in other
No.
countries.
No, and it was
One guy came up behind and started yelling at me and Mel in French, and I'm like, I don't know what you're saying. And then the ticket lady stood up,
she started
and
yelling
she
back at him.
put, whatever she said, he like put his head down like a puppy dog with his tail between the leg back to line, like
La bibliothèque.
Yeah, but I think that was also the train, wasn't it, where we got on and we realized that she had put us in first.
yeah.
We weren't supposed to be getting that.
We had like 6 different. So we went from like there to the border of
Saint-Jean-de-Luz, yeah.
Saint Jean de Luz, and then we had an hour to lay over there, and then went back to Paris. We've already been to Paris, so back to Paris. Another train to here, and then another train to the last one to a place called Beaune. But the last ticket never printed out properly, so the ticket lady, she hand wrote it, like all the things for us, and it was the first time our tickets like were checked in that whole trip, like day 3 on the train, and the guy comes and so happened to be the last ticket. So he thinks, and he doesn't know English that well.
Oh, no.
So I give him the ticket, and he's
Yeah,
like,
any English.
Yeah, you guys just made this up.
Yeah, yeah.
and then he's like he was asking who wrote it, like key, like,
But he was yelling at us, key, and we like,
and I'm like Bordeaux,
yeah,
like,
we don't know what to
Bordeaux,
tell
like,
him.
And,
That was the only kind of negative.
and then he wanted
experience.
money. We're like, no, like we have a train pass, like, and then he just gave up.
Yeah,
and,
he
like,
gave up and walked
shut
away.
The door and,
I'm not going to deal with this.
yeah,
No.
it was
Yeah.
the next stop. We were done. Like that was like it was so weird. Like that was the only negative thing. And
That was the only negative experience really we had. Everybody else was great there.
Yeah. Would you live there?
oh, 100%.
Yeah, I think I would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring it. Well, you brought a slice of it home, which is nice.
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Quite
did.
literally.
We definitely changed some of our ideas between before being in France and after. Like we had some pretty set ideas of what we were going to do, and we were actually going to incorporate some of my education into what we were opening.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we went to France and we changed kind of some of the stuff we wanted to do. We wanted to do some breads. We weren't originally going to do breads, just pastries.
Yeah, because in France, like a patisserie is like you get your pastries, and then you go to the boulangerie and get your bread. So like they separate
Very
everything.
specific.
Yeah, it's
Even my
very
schooling,
separate.
like we didn't touch bread at all. So like, maybe
But there
mine
is
do.
crossover with yeast and, it like, I know it's
Yeah,
similar process.
but they separate their
Okay.
bakers and their pastry chefs.
They almost want to perfect each one.
But now they've brought them together.
Mm.
So I went back to Cordon Bleu for a basic bread course just to get like a little bit more knowledge. And
Yeah.
a couple days before, we weren't going to do food either. And we're like, well, maybe we should do like a sandwich. And,
Just to
I
showcase
see like
the
a
bread.
lunch. Yes.
To showcase our
that's
bread,
what we
yeah.
were going to
Yeah.
do. And then it just morphed. Yeah, and then it was like crazy from the get go. Like we opened up and it was nuts from the minute we opened
and
up.
people came in for food. So we're like, oh, like, thank God. we
Yeah,
have
so we had to start.
food.
Well, you're the only place like this around.
Yeah.
Like there's no other place like you.
We want that for our days off. Like we want it like an urban style place to
Yeah.
go to.
Yeah,
ourselves.
like that's what we wanted to, like when we walked around France and how easy it was and delicious and accessible. We wanted that here. We just didn't know. We figured there'd be the appetite for it, but there really was a big appetite. Like it's been nice. And we really, I think because we like working together, we just kind of wanted to have a dinner party forever and just keep
Yeah.
like making stuff for people and having fun when people come in.
Yeah.
And I think people feel that when they come in, that we enjoy it. Like this was something that we undertook. Like I know it's a job, but it is what we do.
Well, it shows in the food too. It's like you can tell you care. Because you can go to some bakeries and it's good, but you can tell whoever's making it is just kind of making it, maybe for a business and not so much because they love it
Yeah.
or they're
And that's-
obsessed about the quality of it.
And that's why it changes all the time. Because in the beginning, it was just me doing the savory stuff, and there's no way I could make the same thing every week without losing my mind. Like,
Yeah.
not a chance. And especially living in Norfolk County, there's so much stuff here.
Yeah.
So having it different every time, like I know it's a lot of work, but it's way more fun to cook that way. And then also, like all of our staff is always involved too. So if someone comes in and they're craving something that week, we'll make it into the menu so that they can.
That's awesome. And then they feel a part of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then they want to.
Whatever we feel like eating too. Like we don't do them a lot anymore, but we did falafels
Okay.
a little bit.
Oh, that's
and,
just because I hate making them.
But like we're craving that, so we're like, well, let's put it on the menu and
Yeah.
let's do
And
pita
especially,
and like,
that's how the butter chicken got on there, by the way. Like we
Oh,
were
and then
not
you would make
at
the
all,
naan. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
we weren't looking at all to do that. It was just one of those things where we're just making stuff like different things, and we did a butter chicken, and it sold out, and people.
oh, you gotta do that again, and then
So yeah, we started doing it again, but it's not lost on us that butter chicken from a French bakery. Like,
yeah,
it's not really what we expected to be a big seller,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
people really like it. So
Well, I
that's
think-
kind of how that happened. We were just craving it. One
There's
week.
no Indian anywhere here.
There isn't.
There was for a moment
it.
yeah,
in
I don't know what
Simcoe.
happened. Like they were busy, it seemed. And
So
I-
good.
Every time I went, they were closed, but they were open online and they were supposed to be open. And every time I showed up, they weren't.
Yeah.
And so I tried like 3 or 4 times, and every time I went, they were closed.
it was icy spicy. Yeah.
Icy spicy.
Yeah.
So I was
Oh,
like,
that's right, yeah.
I don't know if it was just like strictly family run and they didn't have enough people to keep it open all the time. I don't know, but it was. I
Well,
was
mean,
very
it's
bummed
hard.
out about it.
It is not an easy business to do, and I feel like
Well, especially out here. I
Yeah.
think the culture's a bit different than like a downtown city core where people are used to all the different cuisines. Not that it's not super diverse here, but it's
no, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I feel like, and maybe because there's a lot of retirees in Dover, but I feel like the appetite is definitely there right now
yeah.
because a lot of people have moved from the city. They've moved from other places where
Oh my
they have
gosh.
access.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's another reason why it picked up so fast because there isn't a lot of places to go and get, different things. I think that Norfolk County could support like easily at least another 5 ethnic restaurants.
100%.
Like I
Yes.
wish somebody would move in.
Like we've got sushi. We have Thai. Like if you go to the Blue, you can get good Thai.
We have a lot of Mexican places.
Yeah,
downtown
Mexican,
Simcoe.
Jamaican.
Yeah.
I would love a really good Thai place. in
Yeah, like an
town,
actual.
too.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a place in Toronto called
pie.
Pie.
Pie. Yeah.
Oh,
That's where I went for my birthday last year. I could eat there every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whenever we travel, like
Yeah, we
Like-
try and eat like all different things. There's like nothing's off limits for us when we travel. So
So there's
we-
nothing you don't like.
There's no.
a few items for me. I can't do salmon.
Okay.
I've tried. She loves salmon, so I've tried many times, different ways.
Yeah.
Only
So-
thing I don't love is escargot. But other than we'll eat almost. We will eat anything.
Yeah.
And it's fun to try different things too. You get different flavors. We ended up going to this place in Washington and having a prefix meal where they do everything. I remember seeing on the menu that it said awful, and I was pretty sure he didn't know what that was, and I didn't want to tell him until we were done.
Man, it was so good. But,
It was dynamite.
And they're known for wine too. Washington State. Or
No,
was it Washington State
Washington,
or
DC.
Washington?
Yeah, no, it was just
Okay.
another
Okay.
eating
was
and
a-
drinking trip.
it was
We
a
did
northern
lot.
Thai restaurant, and
What was the awful? What was?
That's like ground innards, ground.
Ah,
And you loved
Leftover.
it.
organ
yeah,
meat.
it was
It was
like
perfectly spiced. It was
the menu was all in Thai, so you had no idea
Ah,
what
Yeah.
you're getting really.
it's really good for you.
Would you
Organ
order it
meat.
again now that you know you like it, or
I would
you?
order that meal 10 times
Oh,
over.
100%.
Yeah?
Eat that for breakfast on Sunday.
And we did the pairing, like in DC, all the restaurants we went to, they always had a prefix 5, 6, 7. This one was a 7, and we did the pairing for it. So it could have been a beer. They did a house moonshine. It was not just wine. It was all alcohol. And
Yeah, if you go to a restaurant and they have that and you take part and you really, really enjoy it, like the cooks and like everybody who's put that together loves it. And oftentimes you'll end up getting like they'll be bringing out more
They
food.
gave us 2 extra
and,
courses.
Oh,
like,
nice.
Oh, really?
Just
They
for
want you
us-
to have a good time.
like I
and
noticed
they
no one else got
really
the extra 2.
appreciate
Like
that.
they're loving us. Like they're so into
Yeah,
the food
so if
and-
you're make sure when you do that, just enjoy every last little bit, and you'll probably get a little extra something.
Yeah. They just picked up on just your excitement and love for it.
Yes.
Okay. You didn't tell them you were like a
No,
Okay,
they
okay,
didn't
okay.
know who
we're
we
just,
were at all.
we're just loving, enjoying everything. And
sweet.
But then it's good because you get that, it's just another little spice combination maybe that you've learned. There's just another flavor that you have to take home and maybe incorporate into something that we're going to make for lunch.
Course 3 was super hot. For like they warned us like this is the hottest it's getting. After this, it's cooling down. I had to go to the washroom, and I'm like, I was just sweat, and I was just like putting all the cold water in my mouth. Like I was like, I didn't want to cancel. Like I was ready to go out now. Like,
Can you handle heat normally? Like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
but
So it must have
Northern
been really
Thai
hot.
is like the hottest, like in Thailand. Like it's hot.
Yeah, it's not. It's a whole different animal.
Like
It's good, but
I'll go and eat a vindaloo, and sometimes they're like, "Are you sure? Are you sure?" Because I'm like just like this white kid in an Indian
Yeah.
restaurant. I'm like, no, I can handle it. I promise. They bring
No,
it
this
out.
was like
no, this was real.
Uh,
It was good. It was real.
borderline unenjoyable, but
Dang.
the flavors are great. But the heat was like, man, like how do they do
It
this?
passed.
I guess they're just used to it.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, they're eating that from the time they're old enough to eat.
Yeah. And I find like at least Indian food, like the spice, it like sits for a long time.
Yeah, we have to be careful with the
hangs.
buttered chicken.
Yeah.
Like even that, like I don't. That's not really that spicy, but it is for like you don't want someone to get it and not enjoy it.
Yeah.
So we are even careful with the buttered chicken not to go.
sometimes we overdo it. Well, here, oh, it's a little bit. I liked it.
Yeah. I got my wife into, she never really got into Indian food, but she's vegetarian. And it's like very big vegetarian
Yeah, that'd be
culture. And
perfect.
so
Absolutely,
got her hooked almost immediately.
Nice.
Yeah. But my things like, yeah, butter chicken or I actually like, they have a goat dish, I think they do, or is it lamb? I think it's lamb. I forget what
Either
it's called,
or,
but yeah, I really like it. There's a good, so I'm from Hamilton, so there's a good spot in Ancaster, and then they open a second location in Dundas, and it's a family that does both, and it's like, if you're from Hamilton, like that's where you go.
What's
I
it
think
called?
we've been.
You'd have to look it up. I haven't
Is
gone
the
on
first location by like a gas station outside Ancaster?
I think it's on the main
Or is
strip.
that- no, that's a Thai place.
I'd have to text my mom. She likes to go all the time. But I have a friend from England that visits every so often, and Indian's huge in England.
Yeah.
And he was like, "This is amazing."
Oh,
And he
good.
was like, "Show me the best spot you can find." I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna take you here."
Yeah, I want to know.
There's a place too. I don't think it's there anymore, but
No,
it's
maybe it is Indian Village. And then is there a second one in Dundas? Maybe. Yeah, there is. Yeah, it's Indian Village. So there's one in Ancaster and then one in Dundas. And the mom who runs it sometimes floats between the two, but they're both great.
I remember we went to one in. I don't think it's there anymore, but it was called like Taste of Himalaya or something like that.
Okay.
It was in the
Oh.
basement underneath.
That was a while ago. That was
Yeah, it was on the same street as like Hamburger and
Oh, okay.
the Mule. That street,
Yep. Like King and John, is it?
I think so.
Yeah.
It was on the bottom, and they had this aloe naan. It was like the spicy potato inside the naan, and we like kept ordering it. And they actually took us. I'm not sure if you went, but they took me back to the kitchen.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
So
really?
they asked us to see me show me how they make the bread.
Oh, cool.
And their ovens
amazing,
are
yeah.
non-ovens, like
They're
the
tandoori. Yeah,
this
slapping it.
slap the side.
You must
of
have this aura about you. Everybody just wants to like show you everything.
I
and
just
bring it.
honestly, I
We love food. We
Yeah.
love
food.
food.
I love the restaurant industry. Like I don't know, I breathe it, right? We work fine dining. We worked at David's together, so I love that, being a pastry chef and the plating part. And this is just this different avenue of the industry, but
Yeah.
I just love how sometimes it's orchestrated, like fine dining, and
Yeah.
see how they.
Well, it's just like, when you have, even if you have people over for dinner and you serve something and you can tell they really are getting into it,
Yeah.
like it feels good.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
So if you can go out and if you make a chef feel that way when you're out, oh yeah, you're gonna get treated well.
yeah, that's why they do it.
Yeah,
All the grueling
yeah,
hours.
it's
I wanted to be a chef like almost my whole life. I went to the school in downtown Hamilton there, but I was like 13 or 14, so it was like their pre-Cordon Bleu.
Liaison.
Yeah, it was like connected to the market, and it was upstairs.
Okay.
Yeah, it was connected to your school in Ottawa, but it was like a satellite location or something like that. This was like 20 years ago, and then I worked in real kitchens, and I was like,
yeah, it's
the lifestyle.
yeah, you either have to be
100%.
okay with it,
Yeah.
because even the restaurants that we worked at before we opened up the bakery, like kitchen staffs, they're different.
It's like film sets. It's like 16-hour days. You're there until like 5, 6 in the morning
Some
till.
people who work in kitchens are like,
It breeds a different kind of camaraderie.
they're all the same,
sure.
but
Yeah.
they're all different. Like can tell who the partiers are.
Yeah. The
Like,
smoker, like, well, everybody
Yeah,
smokes in the kitchen, but
well, that's how the only way you get breaks in like a kitchen. Like if you smoke, if you don't smoke, sorry man, like keep on chopping. So it forces you to start smoking.
Drink culture for sure is huge, and
Partying,
drug
yeah.
culture.
Saturday night working the line, like beer tastes so good, right? So
oh yeah,
then back in the day, we go to the Norfolk after and shut that down.
yeah,
That was almost every Saturday for the summer, right?
yeah.
So then we opened up somewhere we're not drinking, so it's good.
Have you ever thought about incorporating wine?
Oh yeah,
Just because
like
of your background?
When we first, our first vision for the Urban Parisian was going to eventually have, not necessarily dinner, like an after work kind of vibe. Where yes, I was going to pair local, like stuff that we make with local wine and ciders and beers. We just got so busy, like there was no
time for it.
There was no, and to build that out takes a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we didn't do any of that. And then when we opened up, like where we are now, we have the space to be able to do it. So we're kind of thinking about it, but there's a part of me that's
just like
holding.
everything else. Like,
Well, and plus we're right by a school, so I'm having a little bit of reservation. I don't know how I feel about that. Like, on one hand, there's I'm sure tons of moms that would love to have a drink. Like after.
Yeah,
But-
come at 2:00.
Wait for
Pick
the
your kids
kids,
up
yeah.
at 3.
Yeah. But then I'm like, okay, it's a public school. I don't know if that's the best location. So that's kind of where we are now. Like it won't break my heart if we don't incorporate that. I can probably do something different with it at some
Well, with the
point.
new laws now, you could even do like a bottle shop, and you can still sell the wine and be passionate and educate them on the wine. Not so much like the service of it, but
Well, and we had also looked at incorporating cannabis into the bakery at some
yeah, I noticed
point.
your socks there, Brad.
oh yeah,
I was gonna comment when you walked in the door, but I forgot.
Yeah, we had really thought about that. That was something even more than the wine because we thought that would be something when the laws were
pre-legalization.
And you'll sell more baked goods.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. They
But
kind
however,
of
well, we
skyrockets. Like, ooh, I really like these cookies, and I'm gonna want more cookies when I'm done with these cookies.
but
So.
because of that, so we traveled to Denver because we wanted to see because it's legal, wanted to see how they operate it there and how it works down there, and that was great. But to do it here, well, right now nobody really does do it in Ontario. I don't know if,
Well, you can't. It's all like regulated, right? So,
but you'd have to.
edibles-
We would have to have a completely separate baking area. Like they could
Oh,
not
really?
as it is.
Yeah.
I know, because we've already tried with macarons. We already have the
Oh
macarons
my
named.
God.
We have
the buttercream, like,
yeah, it's a perfect medium to.
and the rochets. We did infused rochet, and
So we were looking to incorporate that, but the laws right now just aren't there
That's
for
maybe
us.
one day.
It's still tucked away in the back.
Cause yeah, I don't like smoking weed anymore, but like I love. We'll get like those little weed drinks
Yeah,
from
yeah.
downtown and just like have a half of that or something and
Oh, these
like okay,
macarons.
I'm okay and high and
Yeah,
So
the
you-
macarons were delicious.
You
yeah.
make these for yourselves?
Yeah,
Oh, I
sometimes.
tested them.
Yeah, like not every night, but
testing them.
yeah, no, we do.
Gotta
for
test it.
real.
Yeah.
Well, if you need any testers,
I was gonna say we might have some.
we can let
cookies.
you know the quality check and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like we did
Local
a shot
feedback.
too. We quit drinking for a year. That is almost a challenge. And
Oh, congrats.
we did
Yeah.
like a shot of we did infused coconut oil, melt that
Maple
down,
shot.
and half that, half maple syrup. It was like not a booze shot, but it was a weed shot, and it kicked in so quick because it was all
Fat dissolvable.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like and
Instant.
it's liquid already, right? So your body just absorbs it. Those are dangerous, but delicious.
Yeah. Oh, that would be so cool.
I wish that they like how they do it in Denver is you can have you can grow cannabis and then sell it to somebody who will.
I see.
But you can't do that here. Like right now, for us we would have to buy the concentrate or whatever from the government,
Yeah.
which again is fine because
Like a legal LP, and
yeah, because
you'd
then
have
it
to-
like keeps the consistency and you know how much exactly everything's going in. But it does take away a little bit of that.
The fun of like I
Yeah.
grew this weed and I put
Yeah.
it into something and now it's like a little bit more passionate.
It
that
was.
way.
It's kind of cool. Yeah, it's kind of cool how they do it down there.
Yeah, we learned that's the first time you walk in a dispensary and you have a bud tender and it's all to yourself. Like they close the door behind you. It was just me and Mel.
Did you
and
say a bud tender?
bud tender?
That's
nice.
awesome.
No, this is even better. We stayed at a bud and breakfast.
Whoa.
Yeah, they
And
have
Norfolk
that. They
needs
have
someone,
that there.
I love
someone
that.
out there do a bud and breakfast because
Yeah, somebody we can't do that, but if someone did a bud and breakfast, we'd definitely go and stay.
I'm surprised it hasn't been a thing out here yet.
I am
Just I guess
too.
Yeah,
I feel like it
laws and stuff.
I think it
could,
could.
work.
Yeah. Well, there it you could smoke in the main part of the
Like, in
house, like
there?
the living room. It's old Victorian house,
Yeah.
and they had like tables of pipes and bongs and
Oh my
papers.
gosh.
Every kind of.
And they told us
paraphernalia.
like once you use it, just leave it on this table, and they cleaned it after every use. And they said if you want to do it in your room, you have to have rent out the vaporizer. So I go to the vaporizer upstairs once in a while.
I had one of those for a little bit. It was like
Yeah.
a little wooden box with like a battery that you'd like
Yeah.
push into it, and
That is, I
vaporize
mean,
the weed.
it was perfect for what we were doing.
Yeah, they gave us a whole bunch of these vouchers for like local dispensaries, and like I said, we went to the one, and there's just one-on-one, me and Mel, and we're like, oh, we're going to Red Rocks concert that night, and see Ben Harper and
Oh, nice.
City and Color were opening up.
Oh,
them.
nice.
And we're like, oh, we're going to Red Rocks for the concert. Oh, you want the New York City Diesel for that? It's a good concert weed, and
They set you right
Good
up.
good
It's
good
pretty-
concert
that was the first
weed.
time
I love
actually
that.
like
It's like
getting to
wine,
know
right?
the-
There's
Yeah.
it's
It is exactly like that.
Yeah.
To me, it's exactly like that. Like it's
got
flavors
floral
and
notes.
because there's
the terpenes
energetic
and
ones.
everything,
There's
yeah.
ones that'll put you on the couch, you know.
and there's one that give you anxiety, and those are the ones you don't want to touch.
Yeah.
Like I quit
Sativas.
smoking weed for like 5 years, like a couple days before we opened the bakery, because I think I had a strain that it was just like, who the fuck do we think we are? Like,
But yeah, no, it
Little
was.
bit of
business
ego death
knowledge.
there,
We're
like-
just like, I'm like, I gotta quit. Like I can't.
Yeah.
That's what I like about it. I think it like checks you a little bit,
Oh yeah.
so you don't get a big head and there's this fine line of being confident and being cocky, and I find like that weed it sort of balances you sometimes, and
Yeah.
you're like, yeah, I'm not this this hot shot whatever. It's like I'm just a dude.
Yeah.
Remember,
Oh,
you're
it
just a
went over-
dude.
It went overboard though. Like we were opening the next day. It's like
All
I
paranoid.
don't
do
think we
this.
should. I don't know what are we doing. Like
There's no turning back now. Like,
Yeah,
we had to do it.
You would have
gotta
got
do
that
it.
feeling sober, so
Yeah.
it was just sort of highlighting it for you.
Yeah,
well, and I got it. I got that the next time. Like when we opened up the place we are now, full blown panic attack.
I think there's
terrible,
something
yeah.
constructive out of it, though.
Yes. Yeah. You.
But you got to go through the ringer a little bit.
Well, and
Yeah.
we started when we moved from the Main Street location, like on 401 Main. We we went all in. We sold our house. We sold everything to buy that property, and we bought it with knowing that we had to redo it to open up a new bakery.
Did you buy it when the market was up here, or was it okay?
No, we bought it November 2019.
Good
Oh,
timing.
perfect.
Great timing.
No.
Okay.
No.
If you were going to renovate a whole building right before a pandemic,
Oh yeah. I guess
when all
that-
of the
We
it
got a
was
deal. It was
so
a good
bad.
deal.
Yeah, like we paid okay for it, but like
renovating it.
yeah,
would've
like
been a
everything
nightmare.
fell apart the following March, and then getting permits and
Oh
like-
yeah.
I think the Norfolk County Planning Department, I think the main guy quit like a couple days before our application was going to be in front of them. So we had to wait for them to hire someone else. So that put us back to the 1 month.
so bad. We had exactly 1 year and a couple months to open that new bakery. That's it. Like we had to have it open because we were done at the other place. Like
Our
we
lease
had to be
ended,
out.
and yeah,
And
our
cash
income.
flow. Yeah.
That-
Yeah,
that's our
so
only
he's
source of
still
income.
working, keeping that place open, and I'm trying to get this new place built. Oh, and everything, like all the pricing went up. It was hard to find people. Like everyone was doing work in their backyards, and like you couldn't find contractors. And so we could only get it 3/4 done. We were able to open on time the bakery part, but I don't know if you remember there was like a white house on the front of it that
Yeah.
was
You like
great house.
took it down, right?
But we lived in that.
that.
We lived in
Oh.
that during COVID.
man.
it was like a drug house at
It
one.
was a crack
Well,
shack.
it was
We
a
called
crack
it the
shack.
crack shack.
We did called it the crack. We lived in that for the entirety of COVID. No stove, no washer and dryer, just that, and that we renovated the new place and all during COVID. It was insane.
Dedication.
Have you, we documented everything on Mel and Brad Build a Bakery on Instagram. We just
Instagram.
created that.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah.
And like we're jackhammering the troughs for the new plumbing and
Tons we jackhammered.
oh,
Like,
it
of
was
cement
insane.
out.
We tried
It
to
is-
do as much as we could just to save some money. Like,
So we got the bakery open in time, thank God. But yeah, we didn't get the front seating area wasn't done. The apartment that we were in, I don't even know if we were supposed to really be living there, but that's where we were. So it was like right now is like 5 years in, or
Yeah,
how many?
finally.
We're like, okay. I think everything's kind of done. Yeah, it was. I would not suggest that for anybody. And the fact that we made it through it, still married.
And through COVID.
Yeah.
And we never shut down one day. Like
That's
No.
insane.
just every day for COVID, it's like, all right, so we got to do this now and do this. Like,
That was seriously the hardest thing about this entire business. Absolutely. Was
Well-
managing it and keeping it alive during
And
COVID.
the margins on food aren't huge.
No, they're not good
And
to
so
begin
you need volume. And they what was it? They cut it in half almost when they reopened. It was 50%, right? And so
it was we were lucky. We had made our plans before the 15th of March, I think is when they shut everything down. So we're already knew kind of what we would do if this happens. So yeah, like we had to shorten hours.
we asked our longest staff, like, there's been, you want to go on the leave, like at the,
We knew one
Serb?
person was going to have to go. So like on the Serb. So we had one employee that went completely left and went on Serb, came back after, but it was so hard. And it was just a hard climate to have a business in at the time. I don't know.
but
We
thanks to
made it.
Dover Rocks Box that
Yes.
started a few weeks after that initial shutdown.
Do you remember what Dover Rocks Box?
I don't think I ever heard
So
of that.
there, this is why I love Dover as well. All the businesses in Dover work pretty well together. We all know each other. And then when COVID happened and we knew that there was going to be a lot of places closing down and not having access to customers, Dover Rocks Box was born, and it was all of the restaurants in town would put something in this box, but they, we Baguette and with the Erie Beach. Well, we put it all together, the Erie Beach, like the boxes. But anyways, that's what kept a lot of places in Dover still functioning during COVID, because then you could order these boxes online. Then we'd go and pack them all up at the Erie Beach and
help deliver them.
help
like,
deliver them.
Oh, that's
So
you take those 20 and we're going, I think at one point they were going to Ancaster and like going outside of Norfolk.
Whoa.
but it was all of us. So all the business owners got together and did this together
Put a little
amongst
bit of
ourselves.
piece of your business in, and
Yep, everyone
yeah.
had a little piece, and people could order whatever the boxes that were offered,
I love
and
that.
Yeah,
then
we had
all
the-
of us delivered it. So
Oh yeah, I wish I
it's
would've
so
heard of that.
Norfolk. I love
it
it.
was
We had this-
really, really cool.
Yeah.
The bacon cinnamon buns, that was part of it, I think. And like brownies, cookies, baguettes.
Yep.
I remember it took off like the first day they're like, all right, site's launched. You can get box A, B, C, or D, whatever. And like, there's all mix and match. Like Soap Shop is in there and
The
This-
cheese shop was in there.
Cheese Shop was in
Yep.
there. Crepe House was in there.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yep.
Anyways, the girl texts me at night and she's like, just heads up, you got 65 baguettes, you got 45
Oh,
dozen cookies.
Yay! Yeah.
I'm like,
How many baguettes can you make per minute or per
well,
10 minutes
that's
or
the thing,
per?
like, I had to buy new pans.
Oh my God.
Like I don't know how he did it. My bake came in the morning. Like he's probably thinking it's gonna have an easy day. Like
Yeah.
COVID.
Hey, can you
Yeah,
make
like-
45?
yeah, and it didn't stop every day. So at night again, the next text for next day, and it almost added an extra quarter on top. I'm like 75 baguettes and like 100 baguettes, and like how do we?
Stressful, but also
it was- yeah,
really
it's
good.
exciting.
It was
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
yeah.
And it was just knowing that all of our peers, business peers in town, were so in it with all of us, with everyone.
Well, and I think the community
great.
as a whole, they're just like, how do we help? What can we buy?
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
It's pretty special town.
Yeah.
I can't.
I think everyone ate out for dinner like
Yeah.
every night too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we did too. We tried to make sure that we
Go to each
ordered
restaurant in
as
town
much
and,
around.
Yeah, support each other.
But yeah, I think that's how a lot of us that made it through COVID were that really helped,
Yeah.
having that input.
Well, and that was the whole thing behind the folk because we launched it. When was the lockdown? Like March?
March.
Yeah. So we launched it in April and we were just like, okay, we're just going to give out gift cards. We're just going to buy as many gift cards as we can just so people go there and spend it on it. And just like the reaction to it was insane. Just like everybody's like, yeah. And just wanting to go out and spend money and support restaurants and like,
I feel like there is especially in Norfolk County, people are really, really community minded. If you just give them something to participate in or to be part of, I think they're really receptive.
yeah, they want to. They
Yeah,
want
we
to be.
did that soup, the soup
soup
art
art.
for the senior center in Port Over last week or 2 weeks ago. and it was
There's so many people
almost
there.
300 people.
Insane.
Like sold out every year.
Yeah.
It used to be at the Linwood Arts Center, and that was a little smaller. There's like 2 seatings, but maybe 100, 150. But they doubled that when they came to Dover, and people just want it. Like,
Yeah, and you wouldn't think people just walking around, slurping on soup from different places, but it's so well attended and it's really fun.
Yeah. I think I went, it used to be in Simcoe, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I went to it once in Simcoe.
And you got your bowl. Like you
Yeah.
put
And
your
I actually
pottery
won a long, I don't know what you call it, like a serving plate.
Yep.
They're like, Drew, you won. I was like, what? It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we even get a piece of pottery for being there. We usually get to take something home.
Yeah.
The Potters Guild's always part of that too, right?
They
Yeah.
make donate their stuff. Yeah.
Potter's Guild. I always thought about who does pot. Oh, Shelly does. Well, she used to do pottery a lot, but
I know, I would love.
Summer
Yeah,
does
I'd love to
pottery
do
too.
it.
Summer does pottery.
Yeah. Yeah, she makes a lot of cool stuff.
Nice.
Little bowls, little trays.
Yeah.
little
I always
crafty
see like to cross over Seth, follow Seth Rogen's houseplant.
Yeah.
And he makes all the potteries.
Yes.
He like makes the shape so you can put the joint in it so
Yeah.
it rests. And
His stuff's beautiful though. And
I've never bought anything, but
and it's clear that he's been doing it a long time. Watching him make,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause-
Did you see the Canadian Potters competition?
No.
I've
Oh,
heard-
he's doing a show,
The
right?
TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's one of the judges.
Yeah.
But I think he's not in every episode, but the first one, he's in charge of doing the challenge of the day. And
It's
they
for
totally,
weed or something, isn't it?
it's something like from your hometown, but he totally did a beautiful like 3 mountain pottery thing, but it turns around and it's a bong. Like,
but he just like
He's
threw
awesome.
it together and then it was perfect.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's a great potter.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you're that successful, you have a lot of time. Like, if you don't want to do anything, you can just do that, right?
Yeah.
Focus on pottery.
Well, I think his business too. I think what you buy from Houseplant, I think he's made personally. I think that's
Yeah.
why it's so expensive. Like,
Yeah, I think so. Most of it, at least. And he did have a strain. It was just called Houseplant. I don't know if he's still doing
there's-
it.
No, I think he was teamed up with Tweed.
I did try it though.
Yeah,
It was good.
yeah.
Huh?
I remember that was right off the start of legalization because
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg was also with Tweed as well. He did a couple strains.
He has one, and Mike Tyson had one.
Yeah.
All the celebrities started
Oh yeah.
dabbling into that.
And when you go in the States, it's a lot different too, right? There's a lot more variety when it
It's
comes
just
to
done differently down there.
Well, and they
too.
could actually. I wonder if there's certain climates they could grow it outdoors in the States. Like if you go far south enough.
Oh, like
100%.
year round, yeah.
Yeah, like parts of California, I bet. You
Yeah.
can just grow it outside.
Well, it goes by the sun, so
We can
Yeah.
grow some pretty good weed here.
Yeah. Yes, this is true.
Norfolk County.
I had a friend. He's just grew up in a farming family. Really knows what to give it at what time, and we tried hugging around it and trying to touch each other's hand, and we couldn't. We couldn't. And that was one plant.
I've grown some big
Wow.
girls.
Yeah.
But it's
fun.
funny now because in the fall, I don't know if you guys ever notice all the drones going around. You'll find right around harvest season there'll be tons of drones.
Are they looking?
Going through
They
the
sure
cornfield
are,
to
yeah.
poach.
Yeah.
They're looking to
That's too
to
bad.
grab it.
That was something I was worried about because I grew some in my parents' backyard, and they were very like, yeah, just put them anywhere, like around the pool and stuff. So we had like 2 big ones by the pool and like one at the back fence. And yeah, it wasn't until they got bigger. I'm like, oh, like you can kind of see them from the road. Like I
You
hope
should
no one.
attach fake apples to it, and then they'll
Yeah.
think it's an apple tree.
Yeah,
Oh man, they know those
Mine weren't.
drones are going through.
That's so evil.
I actually had a neighbor call, and because they know that where we grow, and they're like, "Have you, is everything okay? Because the drones were going that day." I'm like, oh my god.
Just Drew.
This episode is brought to you by The Folk, Norfolk County's unofficial official clothing brand. Whether you're repping your roots or just love high-quality Canadian-made apparel, The Folk has you covered. From timeless staples to limited edition drops, every piece is designed and made right here in Norfolk County and inspired by the community we call home. Shop now at thefolk.ca and use the code JustDrew in all caps. I repeat, JustDrew in all caps at checkout for 10% off across the entire website. The Folk, representing places, connecting communities, and inspiring memories. Now, back to the podcast.
Just a hint, just so you know.
I've talked about this before on the podcast, but there's a guy I know, and he was trying to grow hemp.
Yeah.
And if you don't know, hemp will destroy a marijuana crop. And so he ended up getting a knock on the door from a certain scary group of bikers.
I thought you were just saying neighbor.
No, an organized group of bikers.
That said no more, nix that, did they?
Gotta get rid of this. And he says, okay. And you know, if you don't, like, we'll be back and you don't want us to come back. And he's like, no problem. Burn the whole thing down.
That's if you're growing it outside. That is too bad.
So he must have been somewhere near where,
Yeah.
But if you have an operation, you think like it'd be a filtration system. You don't allow pollen in, or
I think they were just growing it in a field.
and outside.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you can't be guaranteed if you're in a field. Come on, fellas.
Yeah. Yeah. So he told me that. I was like, oh, no way. That's, so he stopped doing that. Yeah.
It's such a cool plant, though. It's like when
Hemp?
you think of it. Well,
Oh, yeah,
cannabis in
both.
general.
Yeah.
Hemp is a derivative of cannabis, and it means a plant of two sexes. So
Yeah.
it's a male and female, and
Yeah.
that's how you make your own strains, right? Like,
What there was a brewmaster telling me about hops and how hops are connected to marijuana. It's like similar plant.
same family.
Yeah. And if you like break a hop open, it like kind of smells like skunky,
Yeah.
like a little weedy.
So is coffee.
Coffee, you find?
Oh yeah, it's related. It has not related, but it has the same
That's skunky.
skunkiness. 'Cause
Like
as
the
soon as
plant
you-
itself.
Well, I found the beans because as soon as you hit brew,
You know when you go to Tim Hortons and you know it opens up if you're in the drive-through and you get that first waff.
Yeah.
if you pay attention next time,
It
you'll
kinda
get a
smells
skunk.
skunky.
Oh, really?
That terpene or
I'm going to look out for that.
has skunky.
Huh.
Yeah, you'll notice it for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not just the Tim's employees like
It is not.
smoking
No.
up in there.
No.
They open the window and just a big cloud comes out. And it's like,
This coffee smells funny.
yeah.
Good.
Oh, and
There's
even
no
like
coffee in my cup. You guys forgot something.
they're eating all the donuts in the back. That's why there's
Yeah.
no donuts
yeah.
in the window.
Yeah, we did see a legal hemp operation the one time we was pulled over. I'm like, oh, this is like it's a beautiful thing.
It's such a versatile plant. Like
Yeah.
We're
Clothing,
dumb as
rope.
humans not using it more. Like we decide, we're gonna make it illegal because it was a threat to
the paper company or whatever.
Yeah.
plastic industry.
Mhm.
And DuPont in the States. Canada made it illegal. They didn't even say a reason why. I think it was a nighttime parliament session where they just did it behind closed doors and made it illegal. States was a different reason, but
Well, I know there was the whole hippie movement too.
well,
And
yeah,
like they wanted to shut down all the protests for war and they all use drugs. So let's make the drugs illegal.
but that's the thing. That after World War One, they made it illegal, and then they had to make it legal again for World War Two because they needed all the ropes and
Yeah. Oh, hemp. Yeah.
Yeah.
and canvas. Like the canvas is
Yeah.
named canvas because of cannabis. Like it's,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's
all
why
the
it's called.
sails
Yeah,
are
yeah.
hemp because it doesn't rot in water. So it's just
And it's strong, like super strong.
super. And the wetter and the more it gets washed, like you say, a shirt,
Yeah.
it gets stronger each time.
Whoa, what?
Yeah. It's a very versatile plant.
I'm just laughing that you've got the pastry chef on and it's going to be all about cannabis.
And
Wow.
also too is one of the one more thing, the whole the carbon thing
Yeah.
going on for a plant that captures so much carbon. Like they say, well, like an acre of hemp can suck out as much as 20 acres of a full-grown forest.
Mm-hmm.
But when you kill it, it actually it doesn't release it like
Release it.
like a corn would or any other plant. Once it's dead, the carbon goes back in the atmosphere. With hemp, it actually retains it. So even the shirt, the necklace, like that's all the carbon it ever took out. So it's actually a negative carbon.
We should all grow hemp.
We should. I tell people all the time, just grow weed just because.
You're helping the
Good for the
environment.
environment.
100%.
Yeah. And yourself
Absolutely.
and others.
I'm very passionate.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, sometimes
And I
go
mean, I guess
overboard,
weed
but-
and baked goods, they do go hand in hand.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. Do you have so when you consume, is there like a thing that's your thing you like to eat with it
Or with it or baked with it.
while you're under the influence?
Oh, while
Munchie,
I'm-
yeah. What are
while
your
I'm
what are your
high.
munchies?
I'm usually more thirsty.
Okay. Yeah, well, dry mouth is a
Yeah, so probably the biggest bang for me would be the key lime, the little mini key limes, because they're sweet enough, but they're still like easy to eat, and they're so good.
a little tangy.
Oh, God, I
Yeah.
love them. I have a few favorites.
Key lime is my favorite. I'm actually not a big fan of banana cream pie, but your banana cream pie, like anytime I see it, I just buy like 4.
That would be good.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. It's Ashley's favorite. So anytime she's like, "Oh, can you see if they have it?" Okay, I'll stop by. Yeah.
We'll start making it more then.
yeah. Oh, she's obsessed with it. Yeah.
And the coconut ones, there's a big following for those.
Yeah, coconut's good too.
We
Yeah.
did chocolate this week with the.
I saw that.
Huge chocolate milk.
Yeah. And
There's some of that
I
in.
bought her. You did a O. Henry inside the croissant
Yeah,
and stuff. Yeah. So I dropped that off for her
Because
because
she
she.
caramel bars this week. So
Ooh, okay.
just why not? Right?
Because she's got a tree nut allergy, but she can eat peanuts. So and O. Henry's like a safe one for her to eat. And I
So
saw
she'd
that.
be able to eat the Rochers too then. Oh no, because they're almonds. Never mind.
Yeah. Same with the. How do you say it? Macaron.
Macaron
Macaron.
Macaron.
or macaron. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
We'll know
It
when you get in there.
So it has 2 is macaroon. That's the coconut.
That's the
guys.
coconut one.
Yeah.
Macaron, macaroon.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't have to say it like a French person, but
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
macaron,
Yeah.
macaron.
and
'Cause
we've named desserts not French at all. Like yeah, you don't have to say it with an accent.
Oh, the mamatis. The
We
white
have a
chocolate
dessert called
grass.
mamatis, which it's not even how you say that word anyways. But yeah, so if you ever come in, don't worry about the pronunciation.
I'm not
Okay.
gonna get hit if I say croissant.
You can say it however you want. You don't have to say croissant. No.
You know what lives rent free in my head and I just can't get it is there's some clip of a guy in a Walmart with a lightsaber and you can record a sound when you swing it. And he just goes, croissant.
Yeah.
Croissant. Croissant. Croissant.
seen that
And it's just burned in my head. It just pops into my head and I'm just That's the perfect word to do. Yeah, your croissants are top and the bagels. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Have you been to like the big, like the 2 popular ones, Saint Vince, I think it's called,
What, in Montreal? Like
in Montreal? There's 2 ones that they say you only go to these 2, like if you want like proper famous
We were only in
bagels.
Montreal once, and we went to Swartz's. It was horrible because not horrible. Like I'm saying that
we just
got
did
married.
the touristy thing.
Okay.
Just-
We
Yeah.
got married and went off to our honeymoon, and we're gonna go Toronto and Montreal and
We did a road trip for
a
our
road trip out east and back down the States.
again, eating and drinking our way through yet another place.
But Mel booked her hotel on the road going to Montreal.
Oh, I forgot about this.
And she did it, but then she's like, "Oh crap!" Like the date
the wrong
was for
date.
like the next month, and they were so booked and they couldn't do anything about it, so we lost money there, and we're kind of pissed off about that. And the Swartz's was like you couldn't get in there, and there was a takeout spot, so we just got a takeout sandwich and got out of Montreal. Like all right, we got to find somewhere else. So we're kind of pissed off at that.
But then we found that place at Trois Rivières.
Yeah, we stayed at a motel in Trois Rivières.
It was so much fun.
Yeah, the wife was from Switzerland, and they couldn't
Also
really
didn't
speak English.
any English. Yeah.
Oh, very
Oh,
good.
she would speak French most likely. Yeah.
But she made like fresh brioche in the morning.
Oh.
It was like a real
It's-
continental breakfast, but like,
Love brioche.
It's crazy.
Amazing.
It was so good.
yeah, it was kind
Yes, everyone needs to I think everyone should travel more across Canada and across
100%.
visit all of our provinces, because every time I think about the different places we've been some fantastic places in Canada.
Yeah.
But definitely Montreal, top of the list too.
Yeah. Montreal's beautiful.
We did go back to Montreal. They did
God, in
redeem
Quebec
them.
City though.
Redeem some. Have you ever heard of the Sugar Shack, the famous one?
Yeah, look it up. Famous Sugar Shack. I forget the name.
Pido Cochon.
Oh, Pierre
Pi-
Cochon.
Is it like a really old maple syrup sugar bush?
It's
or-
old, but it's just the chef who owns it. He's just a super famous chef in Montreal, and his restaurant in Pido Cochon. Yeah, it's right.
Can you bring some images?
Yeah.
Sure.
This one?
That's the restaurant, so you'd have to go that one to the Sugar Shack.
There, you can only go to it. What? It's only open for a month?
I guess during the season.
Oh,
Yeah.
a few months, but they go on sale December 1st, so you have to buy your tickets that day.
Oh.
So I was talking to Cass, and she's from Quebec, and we are talking about the old Pido Cochon, like how cool it'd be. And she's like, they go on sale today at in an hour.
Yeah.
I texted Mel, I'm like, hey, you should try to get tickets to that.
It's like
It
buying
is-
concert tickets.
Yeah, so he didn't really say anything. I saw that. Oh, I've got to do tickets. And he said
Yes,
it's
that one.
so. yeah, I kept trying to book these tickets and trying to book these tickets. And by the time I would get through, like pick our tickets and then try and buy them, it was already sold for that day. Like it was that bad. It was like trying to buy concert tickets.
Yeah.
So I finally got a weekend where I was able to purchase them and I hit buy. Like
It was
I'm
a
like,
Sunday, yeah.
getting them because there's last ones. It was Easter Sunday. I didn't even realize I had booked it for Easter Sunday.
And it was we flew in because we're like, there's not enough time to drive and go there. So we flew to Montreal and rented a car because it was like 45 minutes in Mirabel. So yeah, we go to this place and we sat at the bar because there's two of us, but it's just course after course after course, and it's just
Like you can't eat it all. They give you takeout boxes as you're eating.
because they know.
You
They're like,
can't.
yeah.
You can't.
and it's just whatever they feel like cooking. Like you don't have a choice. This comes out.
fun.
So Mel went to the washroom before it started. I asked Lady, like, has anyone ever finished? And she laughed at me like, no. So I'm like, all right, we're gonna try.
Great outdoors. Yeah, John Candy here trying to finish his.
Just gonna go outside for a second.
We
we had
smoked
to.
three before we went in there because I knew it was gonna.
You got to
be,
prep.
Yeah, we prepped.
I don't think I've ever been in so much pain from eating a meal.
Oh yeah, it was. I had to put the driver's seat back a bit, and like undo my pants. I was like,
You got the sweats.
oh man, it was
yeah,
bad.
yeah.
But that's definitely a time where we specifically flew to another province, rented a car to go and eat somewhere, and then came home.
That's,
That's
so
so
cool.
cool.
I highly recommend anyone to
Yeah,
do
and
that
I-
once in their life. It's a food experience you never forget.
Yeah.
And you're at the place is packed, and there's these communal tables for everyone else, which is like amuse bouche was like this wedding cake, but it was made of foie gras and like 3 different kinds, different ways. And the next one we got like a half a bird came out, and
So they put the frogwa in the cake batter.
They made it with it. So the
Wow.
whole
yeah,
thing
but
was
they made a cake around it, like a savory cake, but it looked like a sweet cake. Like a kid would probably be like, oh, it looked delicious, but you
Yeah.
eat it like, oh, it's savory. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's always good to see too, like when we do these things to travel to other places and eat at other restaurants, because you'd always have the idea of what like a bakery should be or what this style of restaurant should be. And so when you can get to places that don't operate that way, it just kind of opens up for your own creativity when you get back home. Like, oh, we don't have to like specifically make something this way, or we don't have to have the restaurant or the seating looking this way. Like it's cool to see how other places, I mean, all over the world, but even in, like across Canada, how restaurants put themselves together, because that for how high end that meal was, and it was crazy. The interior didn't look like that. Like it felt, yeah, like a cabin, and the way everything was put together. Oh, what were the seats we were sitting on?
oh, they're John Deere tractor seats that were like welded on
Yeah.
to these. Like, that's a lawnmower seat. Like comfy. Like, had the springs in it. So like,
Oh,
But it
okay.
just, like it just lets you open up a little bit. Like, you know, oh, this place is a really, you know, it's pricey and it's really high end, but you don't have to be that way.
Yeah.
You can cook that way and just be however you want.
Yeah.
And it works. I think more people should do that. You kind of pigeonhole yourself sometimes.
I remember going into this restaurant with my parents in London, England, and we were just in shorts and t-shirts, and we walked in and we're like, oh no, it was like a 5-star. They're carving meat at the table, and we're like, oh, sorry, we're not dressed for this. We're like, oh no, it's okay. Come in.
Yes.
They seat us anyway, and we're like in like clearly tourists, shorts, t-shirt, like not, and there's people in full suits eating dinner there, and they're like doing the stuff, carving meat at the table, popping champagne, like what kind of water do you want? I was like, wow. Just the service and the fact that they didn't turn us away.
And how
was
nice
really
is
cool.
that you got to experience that without having to comply to some arbitrary whatever idea that
Yeah.
someone has about what that should be.
Yeah. And I
'Cause
think
it's
they
those
knew
moments.
Yeah, and they knew we were from another country, and they just wanted, maybe they were proud of England and wanted to show off. And
That's what hospitality is supposed to be. Like that's how it should feel. It should feel, I think, when you go into a place that people are really happy to see you there and like,
Yeah.
to show what they do.
yeah,
and I find that the Urban's like that too. Like, we have people that with money and are high end, and they want stuff that they want, and we have kids and mums and everyone, like all walks of life. And
But even the staff too, like the staff is encouraged to eat everything there and develop their own language as far as like what they like the best and
How to describe it.
yeah, and have a personal kind of relationship with what we do because everybody likes something different and there is no like fine dining or at least with a French, like you don't have to come in and like macarons. Like that doesn't have to be, you can come in and there's like a carrot cake that is actually my favorite. But I wish people would not have that idea when
Yeah.
they hear about a French
French bakery.
bakery or pastry chef.
Yeah, we're definitely a hybrid.
Yeah,
Gotta have some
hybrid's
North
a good
American
one.
like cinnamon buns. I gotta because when we first opened, like we're doing like I was full out like
You were
right out of school, like pumping all these desserts, and people didn't know what they were because they wouldn't sell. The cheesecake sold and the things that they knew that key lime pie and stuff like that. But we even at one point we had these chocolates with the transfer sheets with our logo on them, and every dessert had like it's kind of like we should have held back a bit on that part.
Oh yeah, we went just
Full blown
out.
Full
out
blown
the
out.
gate,
pastry. And
100%.
We realized people weren't coming here initially for pastries.
Yeah, so we've
They were coming strictly for coffee and lunch, and breakfasty stuff was kind of working its way. And then one day, finally, desserts just started selling. Like finally,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I miss some of the desserts though. I think I want you to get.
There-
There's some I want to see again.
There's some you haven't been serving for a
Oh,
while.
there's stuff that you guys haven't seen.
Uh,
Like so many beautiful things. No, I'm not kidding. Like tons of stuff. Well, that's how he wooed me. He just baked for me and my mom. We're good to get her in there too. But he would just bake for me all the time. He would come over and bake.
It is a good way to a woman's heart. I'm the cook in this household, so I'm pretty sure that's. If I'm like a 7, now I'm a 10.
Oh yeah.
it's fun,
Yeah.
right?
I'm not so much a baker. My mom's a really good baker. She grew up with a friend down the street who's Ukrainian. She had a Ukrainian nonna and taught her how to make proper pie crusts and things like that. So her things like apple pie,
Yeah.
and we make strawberry jam every year.
Nice.
But
That's how I got my start. My mom was, she was a teacher by trade, but she's a baker. Like she loves baking pies.
yeah,
She grew up on this reserve here, so whenever there's she's still part of a church on the reserve, they do a bake sale every year, and she does like, oh, I made 50 pies or
oh my god,
75 pies, but people come to the bake sale
mm-hmm.
for my mom's pies, and my mom feels bad. Like some other ladies, like they're still, oh, is there any Linda's pies? No, and they turn around and leave, and like,
and not even buy the other
no.
ones.
Oh no.
No, she's an amazing
But yeah,
cook.
I was helping my mom in the kitchen as a kid,
Yeah,
just helping out.
yeah.
Yeah, I was going to be an archaeologist.
Oh, really?
Yeah, until grade 10, high school.
I'm really, really glad you didn't do that.
Yeah, took a high school cooking class and like, yeah, I can do this. And that went into the apprenticeship, high school co-op at the old mill in Ancaster. And then that turned into apprenticeship. And then, yeah, the rest is history. The pastry chef told me about the Cordon Bleu in Ottawa. And I'm like, yeah, I want to go to school. And
Nice.
because he knew my plans was to go to Europe to work.
Yeah,
And he's
It
like, well, no
was.
one's going to know what George Brown is or Niagara College if you go to Belgium
man.
or wherever. And everyone knows Le Cordon Bleu, like in a world stage.
yeah.
So that's why I went. So
Is it like? Would it be considered the most prestigious in Canada? Or one of, I guess.
Chef
if it is
school, I
world
would say,
known,
yeah.
Le Cordon Bleu, because like I know what that is.
yeah.
Yeah.
Stratford.
Stratford Chef School is another big one. That's a Canadian chef school. Actually, two guys one guy I did the high school co-op with. We both got signed as apprentices. When I came to Dover, when I worked at the beach house, he was working in the kitchen. So it's kind of a reunion there.
Okay.
And then he went to chef school in Stratford with another guy I grew up with. So when I left the beach house, went to David's, met the chef. He's from Montreal. He's like, oh, my sous chef's coming. And sure enough, it's Rob. So I'm like, what are the chances of this? I come to Dover, like it's
Following me, yeah.
a food town. I'm like,
Yeah,
I love
that-
it here.
Yeah, it really is.
Well, and that first little bit too at David's really like you got to hone a lot of your craft at David's
And learn my mistakes. And
because they were when they very first opened. That was a honeymoon in itself. It was so much fun to work there. That first couple of years. Oh man! But you could do whatever you want back
I
there.
had zero budget. I could order. I was ordering everything. I was like, this is awesome. Like made like
The key lime pie is from David's. That's how that whole thing even started.
yeah, they brought me in a bottle. It's still the same juice food company we use today. I had the recipe on the back. I just whipped that off and I did a Italian meringue, which is my favorite meringue, which is the one we use. Like it's more creamy. I threw that on instead of like a whipped cream or a regular a French meringue, the one you put in the oven. And come in the next day, like, oh, Brad, we sold out. Like, you have to make more. So that's how the key lime pie kind of started there.
Interestingly, that's probably the only or the one main product. We were just talking about the tariffs coming in. And that's probably one of the main things that will affect us. Like,
Pretty much the only thing because it's from
that we'd
citrus
what we'd
juice
have
and
to pay for.
Florida.
So we'll have to source it somewhere else.
Oh yeah, Florida. Is that where it's from? Florida Keys, Key Lime.
Well, the
Yeah.
company that we get it from is located in the Keys, but we think the limes might be from Mexico.
Yeah, I don't think they grow key limes anymore in Florida. I don't think the hurricanes have taken them out over the years. But yeah, so they would get double tariff. They would get tariff from Mexico to Florida, and then we get tariff from Florida to here.
So it's like double the price.
it's
Yeah,
already
so-
expensive. Like,
I was gonna ask you that if the
Oh.
tariffs have affected.
That's the one. That's probably the only one. I mean, there's going to be the trickle down of all the other stuff,
yeah.
but the main thing is that key lime juice, and we'll just source it somewhere else. We've just been doing it for so long from there, but there'll probably be a couple months. We haven't found another supplier yet, but yeah, because it's just straight up key lime juice.
and it's not like expensive. Like if we lived in Florida, like the big 5-gallon buckets, like they'd be like, I think they're like $25,
Okay.
but the shipping for one is like 98.
Oh my god.
So it's like we already pay that pre-tariff.
Yeah.
So now on top, I don't know what it.
You don't want to sell a $40, you know.
Yeah.
No, I don't think that'd go over.
So
So I think we'll just wait and do lemon or something.
Mhm.
Wait till it. Yeah. I
Hmm.
stocked up, so we're good for a little bit.
yeah, yeah. Do you notice a difference in like the base ingredients, like flour and things like that, compared to the flour in Paris? Because I know Europe, their crops are less modified.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure. Is there? Do you notice a difference using stuff from here?
we never really got like to use the raw ingredients in France, but yeah,
Yeah.
we already know the butter. The butter fats are higher in France, and
Yes.
there's a pastry shop in Toronto. I forget her name, but she imports her butter because she's like it's not enough fat for her stuff or her liking. So yeah, it's all imported French butter and I hear a lot. You always hear a lot like, oh, I can't eat bread in Canada, but I went to France and I can
It's
eat the
fine.
baguettes.
Yeah,
I think a lot to do with like GMOs and
I think
what they
so.
spray in their crops, and
Yeah.
I think that has a lot to do with it too.
You know, I was just thinking too about the butter when you're talking about how we've been affected as far as pricing and stuff. I don't know if this is the tariffs, but we only use butter and everything. Butter has gone up a whole lot, like over the last 2 years.
Well, chocolate's doubled in price. Coffee, we just got our new bill. They warned us it was coming, and it went up like almost 25%. We're like,
Oh my god.
Yeah.
so like chocolate, it's like doubled. That went up. Flour has gone up. Like it's one of those industries where like you can't put up the prices too much because people will stop coming, right? So it's like incremental there, and start going to Costco more and like try to source out the cheapest place, or you can find that. Or
But that's also the strength in what we do because we don't have a set menu. Like we don't have any kind of menu. So if anything, if that happens, like I remember years ago it was cauliflower. I remember cauliflower was like $10 a head. We just don't use it. There's lots of other things we
use
can.
broccoli instead. Or,
Yeah, broccoli.
like it's nice not having a set menu, like
Yeah.
for that reason.
Chocolate's harder, but I mean, it's not impossible. I'm trying to figure out different things or use less of it in whatever things we're doing.
Vanilla. Another
That's
big
probably,
one.
I think, one of our biggest strengths is that we can move fast on our feet because it's
Yeah,
not.
and just adapt.
Mhm.
Yeah, which I think most.
Yeah,
Well, I
too.
mean, you've already done that with COVID, so
Yeah.
the tariffs shouldn't. Tariffs are a pain in the ass, but not quite
No,
COVID.
but we do in this area too. Like we just worry about because there's Stelco and there's like lots of steel work in Southern Ontario. So
Yeah.
we're cognizant that could affect people being able to go out. Like it, what we do sell is treats, right? So that might affect how often people want to go out for treats. We'll just see. I'm feeling confident, but It's worrisome, right?
Yeah.
I know I haven't even looked at the stock market yet, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm hearing it's not good right now.
Oh yeah, it's plummeting at the moment. But if you're a long-term investor, you'll be fine. You can go back
Yeah.
up.
I don't invest. So.
No, we're just hoping that, it's not too big a hit for people in Ontario, people in Canada.
Yeah. I know things are somewhat tight at the moment.
Well, and we do have a staff member whose husband works in the industry, and he's already, I think, been talked to about what it could mean to him as far as work. So I think that is how it would hit us.
Yeah, because if you don't have people are short in shifts and
They just don't have enough money to spend. They're not gonna.
they're gonna cut out.
And it even trickles over like me and Drew who do advertising for companies and they just don't have a marketing budget, right? They gotta, if chocolate's doubling and this is doubling, it's like, okay. So.
But we can always, but we're lucky that we can make things different, and we don't have set sizing for anything. Like, I mean, if we needed to offer something that was less for people, that's an option for us. Where I know other places that are more established, it's a bit harder.
Yeah. And like for a restaurant, like what I think the margin's like 8%.
If you're
roughly, if you're doing well,
I think
6.
We'll be happy with 5.
Yeah, 5. So there's not much room there for it to.
They say to sell $1 million worth of product, you have to spend the most out of any industry for the restaurant industry.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're
You
strictly
really
doing it
do
for
have
life.
to. Yeah, you have to want this industry, like to work it and love it. Like you have to want to do it, because to get into this industry just to make money is foolish.
Yeah. I have a documentary in post, but I was interviewing a chef and I said, hey, would you recommend this to anybody? He goes, no. And he starts laughing and he's like, you know what? Like if you love cooking, like just do it as a hobby at home and you'll love it more. But essentially what he was saying is like, you have to be obsessed. If you're not obsessed, just enjoy it at home because it'll ruin it for you. Yeah.
And it's completely different when you have your own business too, because we can work it. I mean, we're not open at night, and that's a really nice thing, right?
Yeah.
Where, we do have that time. But yeah, if you love it that much, you can make it work.
Sorry, I think I forgot to plug it in, Drew. Yeah, that's okay. Do we want to swap? Do you have a heart out here? There's a few more things I'd like to talk about, but okay, give me 1 second. We can just keep rolling the audio. I'll swap the battery
It's only
real quick.
9:21.
Yeah, it's only 9:21. I always clean it and it always gets.
Yeah, she's not doing that ever again.
Oh, this is kind of centered.
Yeah, it was a little too much.
Yeah.
But
The thing about edibles is
that is
Especially homemade because you don't actually know the percentage. I don't think so.
yes, because she'll give me.
I think even the legal, I think it's a guess.
it's like they know it's somewhere.
Yeah, but I think it's not, it's so hard to be exact, I think.
But if we had to get the extracts, if we had to cook it with the extracts or make it with the extracts, we'd be able to make our buttercream pretty bang on. We would know. But with us making our own butter, no.
Because I
Yeah,
wonder
you
if
gotta
a certain cookie could just have a little bit more than maybe another cookie.
Yeah.
But
Because of
not
the
only
way-
that, like depending on what weed we've used,
Yeah.
because different weeds are going to have different percentages. So like we might have a plant that, because like 4 plants is still that's a ton of cannabis. So like even to make butter from like one particular strain, like that might only yield a certain percentage like of the oil or whatever you're using.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then every now and then you'll get a strain. But yeah, if you know what you're doing, our pastry chef does know what she's doing. She's really good at it.
Yeah, I remember I don't know what state it was. It was pretty desert-like, but it was like a 6-course meal. Everything was infused.
All right.
And it was a Vice documentary actually, on their YouTube channel. And I watched it and I was like, this is fascinating. But by the time you get to the 6th course, like, good luck.
Yeah. I was gonna say,
If
good
he's
luck.
infusing every single one.
Or you want to have all those courses done within a half an hour. Like you want to get that all
Yeah,
in.
I want to enjoy it before.
Yes.
Yeah.
Enjoy it before it hits.
Yeah. But I don't think you can't do that here, I guess.
No, we've done them at home,
Yeah, privately.
with us,
Yeah,
privately.
Yeah.
but they're not. It's not
There's too many
to
laws.
me. It didn't. Well, and as far as doing a paired like wine tasting, I actually prefer like a tasting with alcohol than weed. It's a different experience.
Yeah.
You can't fully enjoy every single strain when you're doing a weed pairing or a weed tasting.
Yeah.
But
Too
it's
much going
fun.
on.
Yeah.
Can only imagine.
Yeah. Usually when we do test a strain, it's just like one, like not first thing in the morning, but without having smoked anything else to try and see where that is before we try and make butter or anything with it.
Yeah.
Just to be sure.
Yeah. And it's now that it's legalized, like a lot of people have tried it for the first time, like in their 30s and 40s. And they're like, oh, this is
So evil, right?
That's what that was
Yeah.
the persona of it. And
My mom made me promise like not to smoke weed. And she was okay with alcohol or cigarettes, but like then it should be the
weed.
opposite.
Yeah.
Absolute opposite, right? Like, but she knows I smoke now.
and there's still a bit of a stigma for people who have never tried it.
100%.
Do you know the funny thing is though, I think because of my generation, like it was so taboo that I still kind of like the sneaky bit. Like I don't have to be sneaky about
Yeah.
it, but sometimes I find that I am for no reason, but it just seems to add to
exciting.
like
Yeah. I feel like
The pre-legal
I stopped
days
smoking
when you'd,
when it
yeah.
became legal. I was like, well, this isn't.
yeah, like I don't have a guy anymore.
Yeah, it's like, I don't want to go down to the
Like I remember at the
store.
fair and like you don't want to smoke like in the middle of the public, so you're like behind the barns, like you're trying to like
Yeah, you gotta
I
go
think this is
somewhere
safe,
cool
like,
and-
even though
yeah.
you know it's legal. Like no
Yeah.
one, I remember one of the workers like was on one of the side by sides like going by us and they're like, oh hey Brad, I'm like
Yeah, that's the other thing
trying to
too.
hide.
Like,
Hunched over, like,
Yeah, I try not yeah, I don't know. I'm not like gonna walk down the street with it, but
oh, we've
No.
gotten pretty brazen. I have gotten very brazen in my old age.
yeah.
Well, in Toronto, I would like smoke one right before I walk into like a Jays game, like because I know it's like I don't. It's like they don't know who I am in a way, right?
Yeah,
a little bit
like,
of
the thing with-
anonymity.
The thing with me here is like the last thing I want to do is like
Run into some-
somebody I know and they want to ask me a bunch of questions. I'm like, kind of,
too
a
high.
little
Yeah.
spacey.
Yeah, I remember the first time I went to like a movie theater and I was just like, fuck it, we're gonna get high. And we got high before we went in and I'm just like, who cares? Like they know I'm high. I don't care. Fuck it.
You'll buy more.
And it was a great
popcorn.
time. Yeah, I love the movie. The movie was way more like,
Unless like your friend's daughter is the one taking your ticket.
Mm.
yeah. That.
Have you had that happen?
Yes. yes.
And were you also high?
I was so chewed.
Well, some can mask it well.
I like to think I did. I don't think she would have
Yeah.
ratted me out to her dad. But.
Yeah.
Hi, Brent.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I mean, like it's pretty common now.
Yeah, it is. It's different, and like I am looking forward to when Canada does start to be able to incorporate it into.
Yeah.
Like when it would be cool if we could have a merger or start to use cannabis as an offshoot to the UP.
Yeah, we already have
Oh, yeah.
a name picked
Up
out.
at night, we had so many
No,
ideas.
the Urban Parisian,
The Urban.
Oh,
Parisian.
love that.
like green stripes, green
Yeah,
and white stripes.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
blue.
You got the logo and everything.
Oh, yeah.
on it.
Yeah.
I love it.
So right
Hot
now
day
you would
for a
have to
while.
make it separate,
You'd have to,
and then
yeah.
you'd have to sell it wholesale to a dispensary because you can only buy from a dispensary
Yeah, you'd
like
have to
right-
sell it like you have to be a legal LP.
to the distributor,
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the OCS or
or
to
you
the-
would have
would
to
have to
become
become
one.
one.
Yeah, I would
could
have
s-
to be an LP.
And you'd have to you have frosted windows. There's all these weird rules.
Yeah,
Like, you can't
there's-
see inside,
and
and
the
so
packaging has
crazy.
to be a different thing.
Right.
But we could still sell, we could still call them Urban Parisian macarons, but we wouldn't be able to sell them in our location. And I think
Yeah.
you're right. Like, it would
yeah,
have
you
to
could
be
sell it.
Like
Someone
we teamed
with
up with one.
Yeah.
Like, where's one in Langton still, or is that still
a
Marican?
dispensary.
No, the LP. Because Marican was
Oh, I don't know.
the original one in Norfolk County. I think it
Yeah.
was outside of Langton. Maybe they're not around it.
know.
But let's say there's one in Townsend.
Well, there's a big one in Simcoe. I think they just grow and pack and sell it wholesale.
Yeah,
But-
but you need to be in a place like that
Yeah.
making the product so they can package it legally.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
So you have
But
to
it-
make it there.
Yeah.
I see.
Or we'd have to get our own place all licensed and done up.
Permitted and
What was I just gonna say? Gone. Something about the Urban Parisian.
that's
Oh, I know what I was gonna say. Just because I think it'd be really cool. Like, you know how usually when you get edibles and that kind of stuff, like that's used has cannabis in it, it's always cartoonish or like Cheech and Chong. Like it's
Yes,
always
like
kind
a
of goofy looking.
Yeah.
So it would be real. I think that would be really cool to be able to buy something that's packaged like a proper,
Yeah.
A little bit of
sweet.
class to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not goofy. And
Yeah.
we did have it all pictured out. Might come.
Yeah, who knows? Laws might change. It might become easier. Hopefully.
I would think so.
Yeah.
I
Well,
would buy some.
I mean, Ford's done the whole bottle shop thing, so now you can like sell your own alcohol,
Yeah.
which never has happened before. It was only the LCBO, so maybe I'll have a bit of a snowball effect.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it'll take a while though. Booze has been around so long, right? People are used to booze, and it's
Well, and I mean, I guess the
accepted.
government's got other stuff they're worrying about right now. So
Yeah, like a federal election.
lots of stuff going on.
Just had a provincial one, and yeah, I don't know when the municipal one is. That's got to be next year or so.
Oh, again?
Well,
Yeah, it's probably up there.
it's been 3-ish.
Yeah, I guess it has.
every 4.
Every 4? Yeah. I'm not running. You gonna run?
I've always thought about.
Maybe- can we
trying to
run
become
together?
mayor.
Like joint mayors?
Just Drew mayor.
Drews. Yeah, vote for the
not?
Drews.
Yeah, well,
We got a platform already.
There we go.
I don't know if I'd want to do that job.
No, me neither. It's too
not
stressful.
in a million years.
Because you can't please everybody. It's
Yeah.
like at least 50% of the population is going to hate you. And
That's what
50% is going to love
try
you.
to do all the time. Is
Yeah.
please everyone.
You
So
can't
I'd
do the
be
other
like,
half, then that half's going to hate you.
Yeah.
And what people put on social media now is insane.
Yeah, people
Oh,
are
yeah.
Stuff
It
they
is
would never say to you in
crazy.
person.
No.
Never. Like
keyboard
so
warriors.
brutal, like just awful. Yeah, I would never want to be.
I'll see like Adam Barry once in a while, but like no frills. But I'll see him get stopped like 10 times. I'm like, man, like that sucks.
Poor
Like,
guy.
Like, are you okay,
'Cause-
Adam?
I know. I feel bad.
there's always a problem. Like, oh, why is there a stop sign here?
Oh,
This
man.
guy has a problem with his water, and this guy's
Yeah.
like, oh man, like
I always get the, hey, can you make this folk or that folk and this folk? I'm like, yes, I will write it down. There's
No one's ever mad at you for anything.
I've heard like, what was the one I was laughing at? It was like smoke the folk or it was something to do with weed. Yeah. We got to keep a certain type of branding. I don't
Yeah,
know if
for
that'll
now.
for now. I don't know
maybe
if
you
that's
should hook up with a hemp producer and you make a
Hemp folk.
hemp line.
yeah.
folk.
Oh, out of hemp.
Yeah,
Never thought about that.
Locally.
I'd have to, yeah, where like I'd have to find a supplier that makes like stitches it into a shirt with hemp, but I feel like I could probably
I bet that can be done.
find one. Yeah, they just need to source hemp. I should just ask my current one. I
you
should
go.
do that.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
because you see it once in a while. Like Roots has like a line that they do
Yeah.
pants and
Bags and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, because it's very durable.
yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
Look at that, just coming up with business ideas.
Right?
Oh, I'm
yeah.
full. I
I'm
have so
full of
many
them.
ideas. I wish I had so much money, but
I know we do. Like there's so many businesses and so many things that we could have
want
started
it,
and
see
do.
them.
We just don't.
Money and
Time and
time.
money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's that fish factory. Hopefully, someone hears this because I want this to happen.
They tore it down. Oh, you mean
There's a new one up for sale when you're coming into Dover
Yeah.
over the bridge.
On the
On the
right?
right.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money, but a brew pub where like boats can pull up there and
Well, didn't the mayor previously.
yeah,
Yeah,
she wanted to do it
that's-
on that
yeah.
the opposite side.
And that's sort of what like made her run, right? It was because she was sick of all
Changed
the
All
rules.
the- yeah.
I don't know what happened.
A brewery in Port Dover would be dangerous.
But yeah, but
That'd be
boats
so
can pull
good.
up.
Yeah.
And
You have a
there's nowhere
rooftop
to go
patio on
now.
top,
Like
like-
that's.
Yeah.
I feel kind of bad
Lethbridge
for
breweries. I got the
Yeah.
name. Whoever's
people like
listening.
Oh my
younger
gosh.
people now,
Let's do
'cause-
It's a
Where'd they
different
go?
culture. I think like younger kids don't go to the bars as much now. And at first I thought that was a cool stat. I'm
Well, I
like,
know
oh, that's
Gen
good.
Z's drink less. A
Yeah,
lot
but
less.
I think it's not because they're like being more healthy and like, oh, like let's not get shit faced all the time. I think it's just they're not being as social. I think they're just on their phones more.
Well, and I think COVID
not.
like just really hit that hard, right?
Yeah.
I mean, even for me, and I'm hugely social, and COVID just dragged that out of me. Like I'm still having a hard time trying to get back socially, and then there's nothing, there's nowhere to go really. Like
Well, it's-
everything's closed, or there's no community spaces to just hang
Hang
out
out.
that way. That'd be
Especially,
nice.
yeah. You mean here in Norfolk?
Yeah, just in Norfolk, like when we were like talking about the brew, like someone opening a brew pub or something like that.
Yeah, like more of an evening thing, because a lot of the places like yourself, you close at 5 or and so there's not a super big nightlife, I would say.
There isn't really a nightlife, but you know what? I would even go somewhere in the afternoon if there was such a thing.
Yeah,
There just isn't right now.
not yet, at least.
Yeah, I'm hoping that does.
Someone buys that
Mm.
fish plant.
Mm.
I even thought about stuff at the bakery, like some kind of, I don't know, something we could do to get community. I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you about something after. I'm working on.
Okay.
Yeah, might hit the spot for you. Yeah, that was always like, yeah, my issue, and then especially with the tavern gone.
Yeah.
And Angelo's.
Yeah, there's like, at least in Dover. I mean, this is a little different. Langton's like one road, so.
Well, and it doesn't even have to be something that's serving booze necessarily.
Yeah.
But I mean, somewhere nice and somewhere with music. Like the live
Yeah.
music scene is what's killing me. Like there's,
Yeah.
where do you go now to see live music? Around here anyways.
At night, hard to say. But like on a weekend during the day, like most of the breweries and the wineries, they always have something
That's
going
right.
on,
Yeah, I
right?
guess they do still.
Yeah. Like Ashley does Wine Down Wednesday, so there's always a live performer every Wednesday.
Okay.
And then obviously the big concerts are a thing, but those are just kind of one-offs. And I think Frisky does music often, I believe.
Yeah, they have a stage
Don't they have a-
now, don't they? Or
They have a stage,
something?
yeah. And didn't they put a volleyball court in, or am I confusing it with somewhere else? Maybe that was New Limburg.
I know
But,
they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, for example, I go to the Barnyard in Simcoe there, and I play in the beach volleyball league.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's great. And they give us it's like a 10 or 15% discount on beer or food. And then so our team plays, and then boom, we go and we all eat after. And it's like a very smart move by Dan.
It's just too bad. Like for the wineries and everything, it's awesome. But for like the generation that we're talking about, they don't have vehicles. Like for them to,
Especially here.
Yeah,
there's
that's
no
what I'm
there's
saying,
no
like
public
here-
transit. Yeah.
Yeah.
if you're of that age, like early 20s, like what?
Where do you go?
What do you do? And like,
What do you
there's
do?
not. I would like to see something happen for that generation and for
Generation,
that.
yeah.
I guess time of day. It doesn't have to be in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
But
And like even well, we were talking about COVID, but like I had a cousin who went through university, got a 4-year degree, all through COVID. So no social. That's kind of when like you get into the drinking culture. You go to
yes.
clubs, you go to bars,
or at
you
least you make your
explore.
mistakes doing that. Like,
Yeah, and it's sort of like your
Yeah.
first taste of like adulthood, and it was just taken. And so, you finish that 4-year degree, and it's mostly online, and then it's like you've missed this whole social aspect to yourself, and to just sort of like, get uncomfortable and put yourself out there a little bit.
Because even
Yeah.
Simcoe, like when I was 19, they had like Marco's and they had the Whippletree and they had the Gash, the strip club. Well, 2 strip
Yeah,
clubs. They had,
I know about these. See, I didn't grow up here, but
Oh, there
yes,
was a lot.
I do know about that.
Carrie's across the street.
There was I had a thing like you went to Carrie's on Thursday night because that was ladies' night. You went to Marco's on Friday because that's when all the good DJs were in. Yeah, like there was
Yeah,
a whole train
stuff
of
to
bars
do,
you could
right?
go to.
yeah.
There's that place with a kangaroo. That was
The Melbourne.
Melbourne.
Well, there's it's a little far from you guys, but like Capital 33 in Delhi now, he's got that event space in the back, and he does something every weekend, like comedians, concerts. He's like,
Oh,
booking
that'd
up.
be good.
Yeah, you should go. Yeah, it's a cool space. That's Jordan. He's owns a DJ company, and then bought this building, has a restaurant in the front, event space in the back. I think it can fit like 200 people. Yeah, it's a pretty cool
Yeah, I've
space.
seen, we've never been, but yeah, I've seen.
Yeah, if you're looking for something to do at night, that's a great spot.
Yeah.
But I think it's like the only one that does that in the whole county.
Yeah, I
Like
can.
a permanent, something permanent.
And I think because of that, then people just stopped going out too.
Mm-hmm.
Got to get everyone coming out again.
COVID's changed a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
we'll come back after. It'll come back. I think. I feel like it is now. Like I feel like people are starting to.
Oh yeah,
Try to get out
Yeah,
more.
absolutely. And like even just like the first year things opened up at the fair, it was like insane, insanity there.
What do you think July 1st gonna be like this year? I'm hoping it's a banger.
I feel like it's usually pretty big, eh?
It is. Well, and I
Yeah.
mean, obviously it's a big deal in Dover, but there were a couple years where, I mean, COVID and then just everything going on in Canada. It wasn't
Yes.
like a super proud moment,
Yes,
Yeah,
and the
year in
whole
residential school.
yeah,
system.
yeah. So
but I feel like this is the July 1st. Like that's
Well, I'm
Yeah.
more prideful now with the.
because the country is a little bit in mourning there, so it was like you didn't really kind of want to.
no,
Yeah,
you
know,
did
waving
not
flags
wanna be
around.
waving
Yeah,
the
for
flag.
sure.
And I'm really glad that we went through that as a country too. That we had a moment to like sit and think, like and not be running around with our flags. But I feel like we've come out of that in a different way, and especially now, Canada's pretty united. So I'm
Well,
hoping-
especially now, yes.
especially now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we open July 1st just for half the day, and then we have a little shindig there. But
Nice.
it's always fun to see everybody first thing in the morning getting ready to celebrate the country.
Yeah. I think I'll probably be down there.
We're trying to figure out what we're going to do for that morning too. We're not open for lunch, but we'll probably have something kind of cool.
Go on the parade. Well, what's like the t-shirt gun, but you can load it with baguettes, maybe?
Nice.
We have
Always said
staff.
that. Do something like that. Dress up like a bag.
Oh, we've said that we've wanted a float before, Ferris Bueller style. I don't know if you guys have seen that.
Oh
movie.
yeah.
If we were ever gonna have a float, it would be something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love July 1st.
Yeah, it's a good time.
If you're in town, there's a little party at the UP after
Ooh.
after what 2:00. We close at 1.
Oh, invite only?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Well, you know what?
we like to say that.
Okay.
You
Okay.
can show up.
Yeah, don't put this on the podcast.
A
No, I'm
huge
kidding.
lineup. Yeah.
You can charge cover.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you can buy that expensive lime juice. There you go.
Well, it's all staff, and then their families are invited.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
But then all of our and friends.
Oh, nice.
It's good, and the parade goes right by there too. So
Nice. Well, we're actually, our closer is going to be in Dover for the first time at a place that's reopening. I won't well, this will probably be out after that, but yeah, we're going into 13 Reasons.
Nice.
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
thank God.
She contacted us and wants to replace us with this other brand, and we're going to put a whole wall in there. We've never been in Dover, so we've never sold our clothes there.
Oh, okay. See what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah. We had like a Cottage North as like a pickup spot, but we never like had our clothes anywhere in Dover. So yeah, it'll be cool.
Oh, I'm so glad that she's opening back up.
Yeah. She's repainting. It looks cool. I was in there kind of checking it out and seeing what we wanted to build in there. And yeah, she's pretty excited.
She's got a very special talent for that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It kind of broke my heart that happened to her store.
Yeah. She kind of explained it all to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure you probably know, but I'm not going to broadcast that here.
I mean, yeah, it sucked. It sucked big time for her.
Yeah.
I worked for her at Cottage North
Did you?
a million years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
She is very talented.
Yes. Yeah. So she started that and then moved over and then because I'm friends with Dory Lynn.
Yes.
And then I guess she bought it from her.
Yep.
Okay, that's how all that worked. Okay,
Yes.
I see.
Yeah, I think Dory worked for her for that last year.
while,
And then they
and she bought it?
transitioned, and then-
Okay.
Yeah, Robin was the original soap maker. Like she was the one that
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
she's the original soap maker, and that all started for her. She was making soaps and giving them for Christmas presents.
Cool.
So the same kind of thing where friends, like where people were like, "Oh, you should open up like for Brad and I, like we should cook." It was the same kind of thing. People were like, "You should sell those soaps." So I remember when she was just a tiny operation, and then got that store, and then ended up selling it to Dory Lynn and opening up 13 Reasons. Which is another store that I love. So, I'm hoping good things for her.
Yeah, and I think she's sort of mixing it up and curating it in different ways.
Oh,
so I'm
good.
excited
I
to
can't
see.
wait to see what it
yeah,
looks
yeah,
like.
new lines of clothes. Like we're gonna be new in there, so we're pretty excited.
Well, it needs it, right? Dover, that's been missing for a while. Like that was a big drive for a lot of people to come to Dover for her shop. Like
Yeah,
soap shop, that shop.
yeah,
Yeah, that's a great.
Yeah.
yeah. Good
More
corner
the
spot.
merrier.
Mm-hmm.
Get everything full on Main Street.
Yeah,
The ideal, right?
yeah. Well, thanks so much for coming in and taking the time and sharing your stories.
This was a little easier than I anticipated.
Yeah, I
Thanks
think
for
people
having us.
think that it's going to be like an interrogation. And I'm like, no. We're
Hanging
super
out.
laid back and we just want to chat and learn about people.
Although your cat wasn't down here, I was really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
You know what? So I used to bring his tree down and he hang out in the tree, but he gets jealous and he doesn't like me not giving him attention and he'll come and bite my ankles in the middle of the podcast. And so I stopped bringing his tree down and he stopped biting my ankles.
Okay.
But you'll see like in the middle of a podcast, I'll just be like this and he just goes for my ankles and it's he just wants attention.
Well, I might have to see him before we leave.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. We'll give him a little treat or something like that. Yeah. He's also he's podcast famous, I guess.
Oh yeah, he's
on
been on
Cooper.
a few. Yeah.
Yeah. He's come, like I used to put it here too. And there's this funny clip I put on Instagram. He comes down and he just nips my arm and goes back up. And he's
So
this
cute.
saucy little guy.
He is.
Yeah. And I never grew up with cats. Never liked cats. Grew up with dogs.
love
And then my wife grew up with cats and we got him. And
Nice.
He's pretty cute.
he's a good little buddy to have. And,
He
you know, I work from home a lot. I edit a lot. And it's nice to just sort of have, someone, little buddy. Yeah.
Especially one that cute with those little tiny legs.
Yeah. And then he minds his own business. So it's like, you don't have to let him out to go pee. You don't really take cats for a walk, although some people do.
Although he is kind of like a dog.
He's kind of like a dog.
I swear I heard him bark.
He, yeah, you'll find that. Yeah. Very noisy. Yeah. Is there anything we didn't cover you want to touch on? Anything new coming out? Where do people find your Instagram? Just Urban Parisian?
Yeah, Urban Parisian.
Oh, I don't think there's anything too crazy this
We're
year.
gearing up for Easter, but that's
Hot cross buns, that's about it.
People
Oh,
go nuts
my
on those
mom
ones.
loves Hoff.
Yeah, we have. I guess we're starting to take orders for that.
Yeah, we got tons already on the order.
Nice. And
It's
you're
kind of like our year one. We the first Easter's coming, and someone asked us, I'm like, I don't know if the French do them, and I'm like, there's one place that does like a brioche one. I'm like, I could probably do a makeshift one,
yeah.
and I did. Usually that cross is done with like a paste. A lot of time people don't like them because it's not really like it's just a thing to have at Easter.
Aesthetic thing.
Yeah, but like ours, we got like dried cherries and blueberries,
Oh.
and like the really good dried fruits, not the peel and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's brioche dough, so it's like almost like cake, anyways. And then we put a pie dough as a cross, so it's like adds that crunch.
A little
And then
texture
put
in
simple
there.
syrup out of the as soon as they come out of the oven, just kind of soak them in simple syrup. And like that's why people like they go nuts on them now, right?
What? You're putting so much love into it.
They're not really traditional, but there are versions.
Is there something you guys want us to make?
Oh, I wasn't prepared for this
Me
question.
neither.
I should have asked Ashley. Honestly, you kind of cover all my favorites.
Anything? Well, is there anything you'd like us to put in a croissant?
Oh, so I always get the breakfast ones. Those are killer. I don't know.
You can think on it and
Like I do like the traditional like almond ones. With like,
Yes.
is it like an almond paste they put in it? Yeah, those are really good.
It's one thing we don't really do a lot. We should start doing more is the almond croissant.
yeah, we didn't know how much of a market there'd be for that, but
Because like whenever I go to Toronto with a buddy of mine, he's really big on croissants. He goes to this specific one for this specific almond croissant, and it's good. I don't know why, but almonds give off like this. Am I crazy? Like a cherry type of?
no, you're not crazy
Okay.
at all.
I don't know what it is, but it gives off like this nice fruity cherry, even though it's just almonds. But that would be one.
What about you?
I'm not a big sweet guy. I will eat them if they're in front of me, but I never crave them.
What about savory? Anything you'd
Savory?
like to see us do?
I like smoked meat and cheese.
Smoked meat and cheese panini.
There we go.
Or croissant. We've done that once in a while. I think we had some
Yeah,
corned beef we never like
we'll tuck that
went
away.
through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Have you ever heard of the cronut in New York City?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that could be
we haven't
cool.
made it yet though for some reason.
What's that?
The croissant, the cronut.
I think we messed around with it.
Yeah.
I think we want to play around with
Or
donuts maybe
On
too.
okay, that's what I was gonna say. I am a sucker for donuts, and
Yeah.
shout out to Monster Donut in Hamilton. They're closing, sadly.
Yeah. But they found a new owner.
Did they
I think they posted. I saw it
Okay.
the other day. Someone has agreed to
to buy it?
buy it and to continue what they're doing. So
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
yeah, we went there one time. There's another bakery that's kind of round the corner from there, but they're closed down now. But they had these
There's a lot on
dynamite-
Lock Street there. There's a butter tart place that's really good. Oh, you been to the bread bar?
No, but the butter tart place I have heard of.
Yeah, I think they usually win like national for it. Yeah, you got to go to the bread bar.
Okay.
100%.
Well, that's what's like right before COVID. We wanted inspiration, so we were
Yeah.
every day off. We're going to like Niagara. We're going to like just specifically for bakeries.
Yeah,
Just trying to get inspiration. 'Cause
Yeah.
Sometimes you just get in a rut and you just keep doing the same thing over and over.
yeah.
So like we started doing that, and then COVID happened. Like that sucked. Like getting all these inspirational things and.
The bread bar is cool. They have like at least the original one on Lock Street has sort of like a cafe with a bakery, and then they have a fridge and you can buy all their pizza doughs and things like that. But then they have a restaurant seating. So it's sort of like a mix of all three. You can smell the coffee, you can hear them, kind of cooking. There's baked goods, but their pizza is amazing.
Okay.
And they have a good cookbook. I have two of their cookbooks. And then they opened a second one on sort of where Hamburger is,
Yeah.
but it's a little more posh, a little more upscale. It's still good, but I like going to the original one on Long Street. So, but they're known for like their pizza dough and their pizzas and their pastas. So if you're, seems like something you would like.
Well, and that's something else too. We will be getting into where we're selling doughs that you can make at home. Or that you
Okay.
can cook at home.
Yes.
But yeah, I think you're going to see donuts, some variation of different donuts coming out.
I would love to see donuts.
And I hope ice cream.
Ice cream?
That's
It's always been my goal, like real like creme glacé, like the French ice cream. Like
Yeah.
you can't find that anywhere.
So what makes it that? Is it like a higher fat content?
No, it's like it's a creme anglaise. So it's your custard,
Okay.
like a thin custard,
Yeah.
and then you pour that in your ice cream machine.
Okay.
So it's your eggs. It doesn't have cream in it. It's milk, sugar, eggs. That's your base.
Okay.
You make your creme anglaise, and then you can flavor that, whatever you want in that, just right into your ice cream machine.
Because every culture kind of does it different. Like the Italians kind of, it's almost like gelato. Like
And that spins a little faster. That's why it's more creamy.
okay.
That's the difference there.
Okay. So this is like American ice cream's like rock hard, I find.
Yeah, and it's just like cream and sugar and stuff and thrown in it. Like there's no, like the French have to have like specific license because they're dealing with eggs,
Yeah.
and you could typically kill someone, I guess. So they're really
But
strict on that.
But this is one of those things where, yeah, like ice cream, but then like Brad, like can make insane ice creams. Like I will never forget when we worked at David's, he made a Glenfiddich and maple.
Oh my gosh.
And I
Ice cream.
stuffed, I took an apple, cut it in half, took out in the middle, and then stuffed it and put it back together. And then coated it with like, it's called feuilletine, it's dry crepes.
Yeah.
And then doubled that and then deep fried it. And it was like,
Whoa.
oh, it
Yeah,
was
so that's
dynamite.
how we started dating. Him doing stuff like this.
And there's stuff like you can't look. I guess we can eventually, but I do miss those days of the pastry chef days because you could get super creative. And
Yeah. Sort of limitless.
yeah,
Do you have the machine already for like ice cream?
No, we don't.
well, just
not
the-
a commercial one.
just I need to get like a commercial one because those
see.
ones
Like
you can
a
get the
Ninja
KitchenAid
Creamy.
attachments or the little countertop ones. They only make like maybe a quart.
Yeah.
So you need a whole bunch of those going at the same time. So in school we had this beautiful one and just poured it on the top, and it probably only took like half an hour, and you just open it up and it all fell into your container and threw it in the freezer.
Wow.
No, because I'm thinking about all the things. I'm thinking about all the things that you guys have no idea that he's made and can make. And I'm hoping to see it again a little bit here and there.
Hopefully,
Yeah. Well, I'm excited for the up and coming stuff. Yeah.
hopefully donuts for sure.
Donuts would be cool.
And we'll definitely do a banana cream donut, like
Okay.
a Boston cream.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds
Put the
good.
same filling
Same filling.
essentially inside, and then maybe dip it in some kind of something.
Sounds great.
We'll have
Yeah.
to call it a dronut.
A dronut.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. Well, thank you so much. And everybody
Yeah,
go to
thanks for
the
having
Urban
us.
Parisian in Port Dover. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey you, you're listening to Just Droop, Just Droop, Just Droop.